Hail and well met, humble folk. Welcome. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Humblewood Younderbound, the second season of the Humblewood game here run here on Sword and Key. I'm Derek Sword. I'm your GM for this game. While I may switch up words from time to time and forget in what order my players go, I will always be here GMing games as I am the sword half of Sword and Key. I use he, him pronouns if I didn't say that already. I am joined, as always, by these very lovely people who have introduced themselves. But in just a moment, because first I want to say two things. First of all, this game is in support of Fauna and Flora International. These wonderful people have decided to spend their time not only playing a fun game, but also doing so for a great cause. If you are willing and able, both those qualities important together, to donate to Fauna and Flora International, please consider doing so. It is a wonderful, wonderful cause that supports biomes, ecosystems, and the animals that live in them all over the world. As human civilizations tend to encroach, we need to learn to live with the nature from whence we came. Fauna and Flora International is an educational program and also a conservational program that helps literally everywhere. So if you do donate, if you're willing and able, if you can, it's much appreciated, and it can impact our game. You can give crits, advantages, complications, of which we already have a couple, so be kind. We'll also have something where you can name a ship if you really want to do that. So yes, please consider that. Also, this is a Sword and Key game. If you want to find more of Sword and Key's stuff, definitely check out beacons.ai/Sword and Key for all of our stuff. You can find our socials, you can find our Discord, you can see our ongoing philanthropic endeavors like Fauna and Flora, PCRF, Canine Companions. You can see our affiliates if you're looking to get some discounts. And the big thing right now is you can find our application to join one of our October one-shots for our Halloween charity. We are casting right now. The casting is going to be closing relatively soon, so don't miss out. It's going to be a really great opportunity to join any one of 5 one-shots that are going to be featured throughout the month of October. So we have games like Slayers, Call of Cthulhu. I didn't stutter, it is Cthulhu. You play cats. There's a Stup Flaming Preps, which is based off of the infamous Harry Potter fanfic My Immortal, that will be run by the game creator. There's a Monster of the Week. There's lots of really cool stuff. So don't miss out if you ever wanted to play in a game here and just have some fun during the scariest of months. All that said, let's go around. Let's have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves. Shadow, if you don't mind starting us out.
I'm first this season. Hi, everybody. I am Shadow, and I am playing Clarence, who is a bard, College of the Road. And then may have a level in Warlock now. It's fine. Clarence never did anything wrong a day in their life.
What's that pact you got there, Shadow?
It's the Pact of the Undead.
The Undead, you say?
The Undead. Yeah.
Seems legit.
No, it's fine. I just have a really good friend now that is a talking skull.
Mm-hmm. You just carry around the remains of a dark wizard in your bag.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's great. I love that for you.
My little dude. Yeah.
Your little dude.
My little dude.
Thank you, Shadow. Next up, Liz.
This is so good. This is great. Hi friends, I'm Liz. I will be playing Betty Brightpaw, your resident barbarian. Herald of the Storm? Path of the Storm? Something like Storm Herald? It's my first time playing a barbarian, so we're gonna see how this all works out. Yep. Nothing exciting about Betty, so that's where we're at. Betty, you're barbarian.
Nothing exciting about Betty. Except
Nothing
the fact that
exciting
she,
about
She
Betty.
calls the wrath of the tempest storms down
Hey.
when she rages. Yeah,
Look, everybody's got to have a hobby.
that's right. Some people crochet, some people do puzzles. Betty calls forth all of the energy of lightning, thunder, and yeah, the eternal wrath of the storm gods themselves.
Indeed.
Yeah, same, apples and oranges. Next up, Queon.
Hello, hi everybody. I am Keon. I will be playing Soren Dryspell this time around, and I am very excited to play this little circle of the Sand Druid, and he is definitely the most unlucky lucky Tila you have ever seen.
Absolutely, lucky,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
he falls
Um,
into things.
I'm so excited to see this little guy maybe get a little bit of travel under his little gecko feet. Um, Next we have Anniek.
Hello, my name is Anniek. I get to play Mochi Brightstream, a little, just a little Mappa cleric with the trickery domain, because she likes trickery but not betrayal, with a slight dabble in some little night-related things. She likes things dark and stealthy.
Dark and Stealthy. Yeah.
Definitely has not caused a religious schism, thank you. My cult is under the Hath umbrella.
So you're more of like a Martin Luther type figure?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Mochi's just like nailing the laws to the front door of the Temple of Hath. That's a religious joke for those of you who also have Catholic trauma. Last but
I'm just
absolutely not
picturing
least,
the door made of like the see-through glass and Mochi like to nail something into it and just the whole thing shattering.
yes, that feels very Mochi for sure. Also a surfing raccoon. Don't wanna ever forget that.
Absolutely.
Last but absolutely not least, we have Christian.
Hey everybody, we love a Martin Luther joke. We love it. Hey
Nice.
everybody, hi. My name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over the internet. So I'm a TTRPG performer, educator, and event coordinator here in the space, and I am playing Argus Ironclaw, King of the Crest Mountains, and retriever of loved ones. God damn it, I'm gonna get my wife back.
Gonna gain title. We're gonna be like Daenerys Targaryen this
Yes.
season with
You
Argus.
could almost call him a golden retriever because
Wow.
animals. We're here.
Yeah.
It's look.
Yeah. Come back next season where I incorporate Pugmire into this and we start playing dog people. I've always wanted to play that game. Thank you to all of my lovely players for joining me once again for creating these fantastic characters. So excited to move forward. Before we jump into our game in full, we do have a recap from Liz.
Yes, indeed. So to set the scene, imagine, if you will, we are the five of us in this cart with Greg. We're traveling, and if you were to look over at Betty right now, she's got a scroll of parchment that she's just furiously scribbling on. So just setting that scene. And I am going to be reading because trying to just do this off the top of my head is not going to work.
It fits.
I need to start keeping a record of this trip because absolutely no one back home is going to believe me when I tell them about it. Yesterday was totally normal, except for the fact that I'm traveling with a bunch of folks who saved the world, and now they want me to help them save it again. Okay, Betty, deep breaths. Ooh. Okay, all right, let's start at the beginning. We met up with Lord Asher of the Fancy Coats, and he talked a lot and asked me if I was a hero, like providing food for my people isn't heroic or something. Whatever. Basically, he told us that he needs us to go to a place called the Tangle Wilds and save the world. Again. No big deal. I've never even heard of this place, so sounds dangerous. It's probably fine. Great. Anyway, Argus went off to talk to Asher, and the rest of us went to Mochi's place to have dinner with her family. There were a lot of folks, and it was really nice, and it felt a little bit like home. It was fine, you know, except for the obvious tension between Mochi and Clarence. There's something going on there, and I'm a little bit worried because I'm a little worried. Soren also turned into a sand horse, it was wild. This morning we got up and we did a bunch of shopping. I got a bottle of wine for the ship when we leave and talked to everyone about what they needed to have on the boat. Argus can swim, so that's good. I was I was worried. So this is just one less thing to worry about. Clarence tried really hard to buy an amulet, but it was like really expensive. The guy at the shop wouldn't even take my favorite rock as payment. Rude, honestly. And then Asher called us back to the council chambers, and he wants us to take the Borealis, which apparently is the thing that caused the long winter, so that's super neat, to the Tangle Wilds. No pressure. Sounds great. Sounds great. Except that we definitely found a spy in the council chambers, and Argus's wife, not wife, girlfriend, partner, whatever, has been kidnapped and taken south by the bandits, pirates, and now we're leaving to take a boat south. And what the heck is going on? Okay, yeah. So we're heading to Salter's Port to take a boat so we can take this world-altering artifact to the Tangle Wilds and fix Soren's endless summer. It's probably fine. Everything's gonna be great. Yeah. And as soon as I see a river, I am throwing this bottle into the ocean. Hopefully it will get to the sea with no problems. And that's that.
Very well done, Liz. That was very, very good. Please enjoy your point of inspiration for
Thank
that.
you.
And I have to imagine that scene ends just as you all are passing by a river and Betty lobs it
Tosses
underhand.
the bottle.
And seemingly traveling alongside you. If we were to have that wide bird's eye angle shot, that really cool thing that they're only doing with drones now, where you would see the bottle traveling just alongside as your cart is also traveling down the river towards Salter's Port. You crest over a hill as it's just about getting to be midday in what is to be the third day of your travel. Your courier, if you would like to consider him that, Greg, has been doing a wonderful job of staying awake, or at least looking like he's staying awake. There's been a few times where you've kind of leaned forward just to check in on him. Pretty sure he's snoring, but his eyes are just like bloodshot wide open. So he has mastered the art of traversing this land. Buttercup, of course, doing most of the work. But as you crest over this hill, and it is midday, although that might be harder to tell, as there's heavy clouds in the sky. It seems as if storms have been blowing in from the sea. All of that precipitation just kind of hanging in the air. That eagerness from winter, where it was constantly falling as snow, and now the seas seem to be unleashing themselves back to rain from above. And as you crest, you see the great harbor of Salter's Port, this slightly U-shaped cleave in the land of Humblewood, these sheer cliffsides that Mochi and Betty might be more familiar with than perhaps the rest of you. I have to imagine Soren came in this way as well. You would all know that Salter's Port is the main way to get anyone or anything in or out of the Humblewood. The continent that Humblewood is on has a lot of sheer cliffs. It's very hard to really kind of traverse by boat. There's maybe only a couple other ports that really work. And there's one that's a little more illicit than others that mostly works downriver. Salter's Port is the legitimate one, and it is, from even here, bustling. You can hear the sounds of whistles being given off, just like the murmur of a large space, and not a large space like the Alderheart where everything is kind of contained. You look down and see that there are blue painted roofs and buildings which seem to be made of detritus, basically anything that's washed in from the sea. You even see that there's some buildings that look like they're upturned boats or ships that have been cut in half and kind of placed into the sand. And so structures here aren't inside of trees. People don't live inside of trees the way they do in a lot of other places in the Humblewood, or live in holes under the ground or hovels. They live in structures that are more built. And again, because there's so many people, the structures here vary in design and contemporary. Yet you continue to travel on. It's getting muddy as the rain kind of pours down, begins to sprinkle down. I should say it's not fully pouring just yet. What are all of you up to as we reach the final stages of our travel to Soldier's Port?
I think as Betty tosses the bottle, just nonchalant, just like been writing this whole time, then they suddenly just toss it. Ar- Argus will speak out to them, really only speaking to them, and just go. Good throw. Hope it gets where it needs to go.
Me too. Sometimes my head feels kind of full, and it just helps to write things down and let the ocean take my cares away.
Quite poetic.
I mean, she kind of laughs to herself and pulls up her arm and flexes a little bit. And she's fairly built. She's got some good arm muscles from all of her fishing and net hauling and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, this isn't the only muscle that's big around here. Then she kind of taps her head and giggles to herself.
And that is a very important muscle. Indeed, very much. Back in the council room, you had the forethought and initiative to act in the manner that you did as soon as the information was brought to your attention. And I will say it surprised me. And I forgot to thank you for your aid. So, thank you.
Well, it's nothing to thank me for. She kind of nods back to Mochi. You're Mochi's friends. That's enough for me to want to, I don't know, take care of you, protect you. It's important. Mochi's good people.
Mochi is good people. Though not many good people would act in the way that you did. Are you, just for me, are you related to anyone from the Crest Mountains? Your aggression reminded me of one of the smaller families, so I was just curious if you were.
It's a really great question. I don't think so, but my family has always lived in Salter's Port, so
Well,
maybe. No, maybe it's just a Driftkin thing.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, it was effective, so.
Well, I mean, it was a threat, and it needed to be dealt with, and not that I didn't think anyone else would, but it needed to be dealt with.
I agree. So again, thank you for dealing with it.
Of course.
And we'll sit back and just let us go the way to go.
Anything anyone else would like to do? Okay. I do also want to note, because I didn't say this at the top, we were going to just be taking breaks at every hour mark. So just heads up to our audience for that. Just making some accommodations today. You all continue the travel. Greg seems to like a few droplets hit the tip of his little hedgehog nose. He goes, oh, it's wet. Okay. Oh, we're almost here. Hey, Greg did it again. Turns back to all of you. There is a tent cover. It's one of those Carastogas. If you want to convert it, it's convertible. Greg only does the finest. So if you're starting to get wet, there's blankets, there's potato sacks. Oh, you can just put the whole thing up. But it looks like we'll be there in a little bit. maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes. So stay dry till then. And he snaps the reins and uh, literally does nothing to Buttercup as she just continues on. He's like, yeah, faster. Um, your journey continues. Again, the wheels kind of kicking up mud behind you. You see there's several other carts that are moving to and fro, different types of beast of burden, not just the large cow-like creature that is Buttercup, but people have made use of giant goats and other, of the other megafauna of the Humblewood has to offer. Um, you would even see that, kind of down closer to the port, animals that Soren might be better familiar with, as you see there's at least one cart that's being pulled by a giant lizard. And something that might remind you a little bit of home, as those are kind of beasts of burden in the Tangle Wilds, certain parts of the Tangle Wilds, of course. Continuing downward towards the city, the noise of the city just grows louder and louder. You can see again that it kind of comes to a cliff's edge. And Betty and Mochi, you would note that there are switchbacks, there are lifts. There's a whole bunch of ways to get up or down, goods up or down. And mostly for foot traffic, people use the switchbacks, which are wooden slatted pathways that lead upwards and downwards. It's a little exhausting to do so, but it also doesn't cost the way that the lifts do. The lifts have a certain fee per person, as they're mostly used by goods and more of the more professional type of endeavors that are trying to get stuff to and from. And yeah, you can see that there are several ships in port, at least 12 that you can see that are all kind of moving about. There's a few further out as well, all of which are these kind of like gleaming bits of very finely ornate wood. Not sure anyone, well, I guess Betty might know this better than most. Some of the ships are carved, made, hammered together with nails the same way that, kind of ships are in our world. These large wooden sail ships. Some of which, very rarely, are actually made by tenders. If someone has enough of a donation, they can convince a tree to reshape itself, and actually they will have living ships, whose sails are like essentially giant leaves that then photosynthesize and keep the ship alive as it travels through the water of the oceans. You don't see any of those, but all of the ships here have that very, like, you can tell a lot of them were made in the Humblewood. A few, perhaps not, as the wood seems to be maybe darker or more exotic to the eyes of people who have always been around different types of trees and bark and wood. Nevertheless, the cart comes to a stop, and Greg kind of turns back. Okay, so this is it. It's been a lovely journey, I presume. Thank you for riding Greg Express. We hope that you enjoyed the peanuts, if you found peanuts. There's sometimes peanuts back there. This is your stop, so no charge. No, none needed.
Thank you, Greg. If there's no charge, can we still tip you, or is that does tipping presume being charged? I don't know how that works.
I will accept any. I was saying that to be nice in the hopes that you would, in fact, give me currency or goods of value. Yes.
Well, before the rest offers you rocks, which is a lovely token, but no offense, Greg, you don't see like the rock person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gold? Do you take gold? Is gold good for you?
I love gold. Greg is a gold man.
Greg is a gold man. You know what, Greg? I appreciate that about you. While Mochi's talking, she's like pawing through her coin purse, which is just this disgusting collection of, well, there's coins. There's also rocks and like kelp and scroungy bits, and it's like somewhere in. All right, no, keep talking, Greg. Distract people while I do this.
Yeah, no, is that a muffler?
Yeah,
did you pull a muffler out of there?
Yeah, no, yes, I need that for reasons. Anyway, here's 2 gold. You're good, right? 2 gold is good.
It's better than no gold.
Well, maybe the rest also has gold, but you know.
He looks longingly at all of you.
Greg, I noticed that at nighttime it does get a little dark. But here you can have
Yes, Clarence, at nighttime it does get dark.
no, I mean like on the
Went to
road.
wizarding school for that.
I just
Top of the class.
I just you just can't cast light and okay. Well, I'm giving you these 2 candles, and do you want a costume?
Yes.
Tech
As Greg decides whether he wants 2 candles and a costume, we're gonna go to tech real quick, so we can restart a computer here. So stick around. We will be right back. Hello, honored humble folk. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around with us. Thanks for being patient with tech issues and everything else. It's not easy, and I'm sure we've all been there. Plus, I said we were going to take breaks anyway, and that saves us from our hour when we took it. Okay, so we find you all essentially at the edge of town for Salter's Port. There's a number of buildings which are on the upper cliff side, although, again, Betty Mochi would know that, like, a majority of the town rests down on, like, the sands itself, down near the port, the bustling port, where there's also buildings that are, like, carved into the cliff walls themselves. So it's kind of like residential up here. There's a bunch of warehouses. There's a lot of shipment kind of going on back and forth as there are carts coming and going. Most of the carts, heading into the Humblewood are either completely empty or completely overfull with stuff, as it seems like it's probably been a little while since shipment has been a thing for the Humblewood, as even the docks were frozen over and weren't really able to be used. So with the influx of goods now, trying to make sure that towns can replenish their food stores and everything else. This is a very busy place to be. And all about you, there are humble folk moving about. Some very familiar types of humble folk, some maybe not so familiar. You see a lot of Holterdam, beings that look like otters, beings that look like beavers, muskrats, and kind of like the river folk, the folk that are more used to the water, all moving about. You also see that there's a bunch of like duck folk moving about as well, the beings that are technically homebrew that I called the quaqua. You can see that there are mustels, large like badger and wolverine type folk as well, kind of like elbowing their way through, trying to get these larger packages as they stand almost as tall as Argus, if not taller. There's, Servan, Hedge, Vulpin. You see that there are different variations of bird folk as well. A lot of them appear more like seagulls or seabirds. You can see there's some penguin type folk. Yeah, a whole bunch of variants, but everybody is carrying something. Everybody is moving all about, so the streets are very full as you are now departing off of Greg's cart. And he gets down, he's stretching his hedgehog back. Okay, so where y'all going?
Greg.
Yes. Oh, you were offering me 2 candles and a costume.
Yeah.
Yes, why not? Sure. What's the costume? What am I gonna look like?
Well,
Don't give him the maid's outfit. You need it.
I saw that a long time ago. But this one, did you ever want to be a member of the council? Because with this costume, you can.
Not really.
Okay.
But okay.
Maybe I'll get you some free drinks at the bar or something.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. I'm Council Member Greg, Master of Cool.
Yes, exactly. You gotta own the title.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Like master of transport.
Yeah, sure, why not? Master of Transport. With my secretary, Buttercup.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, my question also still stands. Where y'all going? What are you doing?
There's a ship for us around here somewhere.
Yeah,
So
Betty
Betty,
just-
who is a local, is going to show us where our ship is.
Yeah, but Betty just kind of gestures like down, like she kind of does one of these to like indicate the switchbacks, and she's like, we're going down to the port, Greg. Don't." And then she like reaches over and kind of like slaps him between the shoulder blades, like you do when you're like, "Hey, it's so good to see you." Like a little bit harder than she probably needs to. Like she didn't really plan on hitting him that hard, but like, whoops, a daisy. And is like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Betty,
it."
you take 2 points of damage. This is a hedgehog. I
Oh,
was very explicit about that.
That's right, you were. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh well, shoot.
So
Okay.
you smack a little too hard,
A little
and
too
a couple
hard.
of oh, did not. Ouch. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Okay. Fair enough.
you're
Yep.
gonna get some neosporin on that.
Ah, that's
sponsored.
fine. A little bit of seawater. It's
Not
fine.
sponsored.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Name brand or not name brand, generic brand, grocery brand,
Off brand.
off brand, over the counter. You're
So,
gonna put not a band-aid, but I don't know what to call
An adhesive
it.
strip.
Yes, it is. Strip. Thank you.
Please.
It'll have Sponge Robert on it.
There you go.
Of course, if they want to sponsor us, we're open to opportunities.
Yeah, Neosport, if you're looking to sponsor any TTRPG stream out
And
there, Sword Key
TTRPG.
is-
Right?
Yeah.
We discuss gruesome injuries all the time. We can mention
Hey, I
Neosporin
will-
once or twice.
1000% reskin every health potion and cure wounds to Neosporin for a surprise, an insultingly low amount of money. It does not take a lot to buy my loyalty. Okay, so that is where we find you all now, as Greg has, yes, Betty has denoted the switchbacks. You all do know that you are looking for the Eloquence and the captain thereof, named Langston Tinderfoot, who is captain of the Eloquence, which is supposed to be a rather reputable ship of some decent size, a sailing ship that apparently money has already been sent to ensure your passage.
Is it a ship that Betty would know? Like, is it one that's comes frequently or like different than others that she would recognize? Like maybe
Give
a
me a
color
history check.
color of the sails or something, maybe. History. Should probably be wearing my glasses. It's fine. It's fine. It's a 15.
Okay,
Yeah.
pretty good. Yes, Betty, I would say that especially during the winter, you saw the Eloquence docked, just like literally frozen in port. You'd be very familiar. You've walked by the Eloquence hundreds of times, probably. It's a rather decent sized sailing vessel. It's I think technically it's classified as, I can't remember my ships now. It's not a warship. It's the next larger one. So it is a rather large ship.
Is that a galleon or am I crazy?
Yeah, the D&D has its own definition, but it would be a galleon or even yeah. See, I'm not remembering my ships, so I'm going to look up ships. But yes, you would absolutely recognize that it's a larger ship. When it is at sea, you would know that it has white sails. It is heavily manned. It is very. It's like Humblewood doesn't have a navy, but this is as close as to a navy as a ship could have. Like the sailors are required to wear uniforms. It is very ship-shaped, to forgive the saying that comes from it anyway. But yes, it is a very, like, when they go to sea, it is A to B and no shenanigans in between.
Got it. So I think Betty would probably walk up to the first platform of the switchbacks and look out toward the port to see if the ship is actually in dock or if maybe we're early and it hasn't arrived yet.
It is most certainly there. It's hard to miss because it's still docked in the same place it was before.
Oh,
Christian,
perfect.
you were absolutely right. It is a galley per D&D. So good job on remembering that. So yes, it is. It is a long galley. You can see that on the front ship, on the bow of the ship, there are four ballista that are placed. There are two mangonels placed at the stern. You know, it has a lot of space for storage as well as for sleeping quarters for all of the crew. In doldrums, it has ports that allow for oars to be used just in case you ever get stuck at sea. You're not stuck there for very long. It is, I mean, like I said, it's a nice ship. This is the limousine of ships for sure. This is the Rolls Royce of ships.
Yeah, so I think being able to see it from where they're standing, Betty will point it out to everyone else. That's our ride.
That is really big.
Where do you receive missives and mail here?
They got a post, they got a post office.
Then I'm gonna head there first.
Mm.
All right. Is anyone else doing anything?
Clarence is going with Argus.
Yeah, I think if Argus is on the move, the rest of us are following
Yeah.
after him, doing one of these. See you, Greg.
Mhm.
Thanks so much.
Oh,
Appreciate the
yay.
help, yeah.
Hey,
Oh, die, have fun
Greg.
storming the castle or whatever. You
Wait, Greg, you're
Yes.
you're not coming with us?
No, no, I am not being paid, nor was I asked. And listen, he puts like his little paws on your little shoulders. Listen, little buddy.
Mm.
This ain't the end of Greg, okay? This ain't the end of Greg and Soren.
Okay.
You go take care of yourself. You go save your home, and if you ever need a warm hearth, a ride anywheres around the Humblewood, or a cookie, you can come to good old Greg. But these are my boundaries. These are my borders. I've set them. Respect that as part of our friendship. Okay.
I do. I just
Yeah.
okay. I'll risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna hug Greg.
This is nice. This
Spikes
is-
and
this-
all.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. I wasn't expecting the last one. Your arms aren't long enough to get to the spikes.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like a child. Okay.
Hey,
It's
not
okay,
a
little
child.
fella.
I am a. I want you to know that I am big for my age.
I'm glad. Don't let anybody pet you without consent. Make sure that you don't eat berries that you don't know the origin of.
Mhm.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Why not?
Okay. So it's not lemon flavored, is what I'm going to tell you.
Oh,
This is not
Okay.
worth it.
banana flavored. I get it.
I don't know what a banana is.
Ooh. If I come back to the Humblewood, I will definitely bring some because they are amazing.
Betty leans over and she says, "No, you won't, because you can't have them on the boats."
What?
I
What's that?
told you it's bad luck.
Oh.
I don't know how we get them here, but we can't have them on the boat. I'm sorry.
How did you transfer food?
I don't know, but we can't
There's
have
the-
them on the boat.
There's
You can-
teleportation circles solely
Yeah, teleport
dedicated to
some bananas.
teleporting
Yes.
bananas.
Specifically for
Exactly.
bananas.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused why we don't have teleportation circles more. Like,
Because it's
around the
just
Humblewood.
for bananas.
Do
So-
bananas have seeds?
Technically, yes,
Technically,
they're
yes.
berries.
I can make this work.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out. For you and for Buttercup, and Soren goes over and gives Buttercup like a smooch on the leg. Be safe. Take care of Greg. And I don't know. You're great. Love you. Bye. And follows behind Argus.
So fun banana facts. Bananas today are actually mutations of previous bananas, which were only about a couple inches long, were typically brown or even purple. The seeds in them are mostly vestigial right now because earlier, like the seeds were like something you would like. It was almost like a something that you would get caught in your teeth. They were that big and that almost like a pit. They are technically berries, and the reason that they weren't allowed on ships is because bananas give off a certain chemical that actually is a rotting agent to most other fruits and vegetables. It's almost like a sporification sort of thing that causes other fruits and vegetables to rot almost at a 90% faster rate. So bananas were seen to be basically it's like, hey, every time we brought bananas on board with anything else, everything else went bad. So the main way they would travel with bananas is to dedicate singular ships called banana boats, which is kind of, yeah, we've heard that term before, specifically to bananas. There you go.
Interesting.
Today I learned.
Yeah. The more you know.
Fun facts.
Earning our educational tag.
Yep. Fun facts with Derek.
That's right. I know a lot about seafaring, and I'm terrified of the ocean.
These fun
Help
facts
me.
are a bit more upbeat than last season's fun facts.
This is true.
Those
There
are
were a
those
lot
peppers.
about crime scenes and corpses last season.
Yeah.
It's still early on.
Yeah,
We got time.
We got time.
Yes, all right.
No, but last season we learned not to leave the body behind, so we don't have to do that anymore.
To get to the thing, fun fact: when pirates would often have to cauterize wounds, they would pack it with gunpowder and light it to quickly burn the wounds closed. So there you go. There, we'll bounce it out a little bit. Okay, so you will follow Argus as he is heading towards the post office, which is clearly denoted. It's this large red and white building, which itself does seem to be made of like an upturned. It's like it's the bow of a ship that's literally pointing upwards. So as you're almost going below deck as you go through the front door of it. But as the salty air kind of hits you all coming off of the sea, and the wind carrying it through, the rain beginning to pitter patter a little bit more down on this kind of graying day, you find yourself heading towards the post office and in through the door, and number of people's kind of moving about. There's a little bit of a line. It goes by pretty quickly, but you can see that there's netting everywhere, which is holding just packages kind of hanging everywhere. There's weights and scales. There's a single pelican fellow behind the counter who is kind of leaning on it and is just like stamping something. Next, stamping this. Where's this going? We're not shipping there today. It'll be 2 weeks till it ships, and then 7 months. Well, happy birthday to them. He stamps it, puts it aside, calls up your group. Yes, friends, what can I do for you?
I believe I have a letter waiting for me.
Name?
Argus Iron Call.
All right. He pulls up like this box of letters and is shifting through them. Iron Call with an I. Are you royalty?
Yes.
Sorry, I need the other box. Pulls up the other box. Yes. There you are. Hands a letter. Very familiar looking, with the stamp on it that you would come to know as the stamp of what can I remember? It's Balthazar Blackbones. How could I forget that?
And you forget this bastard.
How could I forget that wonderful name? And so yes, he hands over. It's very weathered. It's yellowed kind of paper that look blood red stamp on it with the death's head symbol that you have come to denote. And he hands it over to you. Any other business any of you would like to conclude?
Yeah, I'm a hero of the Humblewood and therefore royalty. Are there any letters for me? I'm Clarence.
Mm-hmm. All right. Last name?
Grey Tuft.
That's new. Sorry, Clarence, I'm not seeing anything. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
Lord Clarence, King Clarence, Prince,
Liege
Emperor,
Clarence. Yeah.
Liege Clarence. Not sure that's the proper use of that word, but that's fine. No, I'm so sorry. Liege Bright Tuft. Kind of bows a little bit.
In the non-royalty box, any packages from Mochi Brightstream? They might be ticking, smoking, leaking acid. The Brightstream clan?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We have all of those in a vault. One moment, please.
That's actually pretty smart. Yeah.
puts on like
Really?
these like oven mitt gloves, goggles, like essentially like a bomb diffusers, like flak jacket. Calls out, "Everyone evacuate! We're opening the Bright Stream vault."
Betty leans down to Mochi. She goes, "Your family has a vault?"
In many places, weirdly enough.
Of hazardous material specifically.
That's not the part we're mentioning out loud, Argus. Thank you.
Okay.
You're
I'm
the one who
very
said it could be dripping acid.
Look, sometimes we put stickers on and says "Do not bend," "Be careful," and sometimes they're not careful enough. We try to contain the acid.
I mean, to be fair, there are plenty of things that do leak acid. They just usually live in the marshes.
There's acid oozes in the school. It's not that unusual, I
yeah.
think.
Those
Sending
guys are so
acid
cute.
oozes through the parcel.
Not if you're fast enough.
Did you know
I have
that
a
you can
question.
send them without an envelope?
Mm.
You just
Oh,
put
Well-
you put address right on them and send them.
Just slap them on
Like I
there.
said, you have to be fast enough because otherwise the stamp sort of disintegrates.
he said to evacuate. Do we need to move?
No.
Oh, everyone but us. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. And I
Gotta
like
laminate stickers on oozes now. Okay.
I like lean behind Argus and I'm just like,
Okay. So let's see. Yes. Opens the vault and like it's one of those like large turn kind of levers to it, and you hear this chunk as the large iron doors begin to swing open, and the pelican kind of like standing behind the door just in case anything jumps out or explodes.
Mochi elbows Sword and goes, "Did you know that they keep the vault at like negative pressure so things get sucked in instead of go out?"
your family is awesome.
So a little bit of smoke comes out as something just goes pop on the inside and just sizzles a little bit. I was wondering when that was going to explode. All right. So Mochi, he's like switching. He's flipping through. You have a bunch of siblings, don't you?
Somewhere between 5 and 40, depending on how you define sibling.
Why is there a warhammer for a 5-year-old?
Oh, it's a Christmas present. Yuletide present, whatever we call it in Humblewood.
Yes, definitely. We have humble Christ.
There you go.
Yes.
Look, Hath is usurping him. Give Mochi 5 years and we'll be having Hathmas.
Mm.
Well, I'm seeing some things going to your father. I'm seeing some things that are addressed to a member of the High Council.
That's him.
I'm not seeing anything necessarily for Mochi.
It's okay. I was here and then I left and then I came back, so I don't know if he knows when I'm here.
That is a tough thing, is to know where and when things are at any given point.
Well, thank you for checking.
Is there one of you named Betty? Do you have a sibling named Betty?
No, but that's Bright Paw, not Bright Stream.
I can see how that might get misfiled. Betty kind of steps forward. That's
Is that
me.
the one that went?
Listen, we're not perfect, okay? But it does seem to be addressed from the Bright Streams to the Bright Paws, so we're half right.
Oh. She's family now, so that tracks because she came to dinner.
Okay then.
That's all it takes.
And he pulls out this this glass container, which has, I don't want to say it's necessarily a glass box. It's a large glass kind of like almost vase, and inside of it is a net that seems to be like soaking in some sort of liquid that sloshes like just a little bit. Doesn't say what it is. Honestly, kind of dangerous to travel with glass, but looks like it made it here.
Betty just kind of like, how big are we talking?
So I mean, the net would be like normal net size, enough to capture a creature large or smaller.
Sure.
But because it's kind of all tucked together, it's like what would I say, like a flower vase,
Okay.
maybe about less
Okay.
than a foot.
Yeah, so she kind of just puts her, kind of like pushes up to the counter and puts her arms around it and pulls it back across, holding it around the middle with both arms.
She goes, we usually use glass because it's acid resistant.
That's really smart. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. just my job. Or are you thinking about the acid comment?
Both, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I know they've been doing a lot of experiments over, with slimes and whatnot over in Winnowing Reach and Muckden Caverns. Seems like this was just, a little bit of slime bits. So,
We'll get somebody to look at it. Yeah.
okay.
Thank you for checking the vault.
It's a terrifying thing to do that I hope to not do often.
Fair enough. Soren, do you have meal here?
I don't think so, but do you have anything for dry spell? First name Soren? I doubt it, but
Why does that sound familiar?
oh no.
Ooh, you're in our backlog. This one's been here for a
Oh
while.
no.
Brings out like this very dusty, like cobwebbed kind of box. It's got just like 3 letters in it. Nope. Third time's a charm. It's like this letter is almost like molded a little bit, and hands it over to you. Soren Dryspell.
Who's it from? I'm terrified.
Looks at the receipt. Sob.
Oh no. Oh.
Do we not like so?
Uh, that's my sister.
Oh.
And
We
he's
not
gonna
like
open
your
it.
sister?
Inside is a letter written in a familiar hand to yours. I can't remember if Tilia have their own language. I'm going to say that
We
probably
do.
do.
We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, and written in Tilia, which is Humble Scratch looks very much like bird language. It looks like something you would make with a talon. Tilia is much more what do I want to say, like impressionist in a way. Like there's a lot more dots to it. It's like if you had pads more than if you had talons, and it basically scratches out the message: Soren, where have you been? What are you doing? It's been months. Things aren't getting better. Please come home. Are you? Where are you?
Do you have a piece of paper, sir?
It's a post office, son.
Well, I want to send back a letter very quickly.
All right. Using official stationery isn't cheap, but
Do you have
Yes,
unofficial stationery?
hate when they ask that. Yes, fine. Piece of paper, quill, with some ink.
And he scribbles out a thing very sloppily, by the way. Okay. Licks it, gives it back to him. Can you? How much?
Where's it going?
Tangle Wilds.
Okay then.
That's where it came from.
Sure. All right. Just you asked how much, and that's my response. Oh. Listen. I appreciate you taking something out of my old pile. How about 25 gold?
I have a rock.
Okay. You could tie your letter to that and throw it as far as you can.
Hold on.
You know,
we're going to the Tanglewild. We can bring the letter. We're probably there faster than the mail.
I think the point is to get the letter there before we get there.
You don't know my sister.
Okay, then describe your sister to me and tell me her name, and I'll send it to her, and it'll be instant and free.
I take back the letter.
Yeah, post office. Ha.
So she's
So
about
5 gold for the paper.
Take that government business. Fuck you.
I give back the paper.
We have magic on our side.
You
Fucking
can keep it.
stamps.com over here. Jesus.
My God, it's a monopoly. You can tell. Where's the free market?
Like, come on. 5 gold for paper. You can keep it. Thank you.
That's crazy.
Thank you so much. Can we go now? Quickly.
Yeah.
But as we're like leaving, he's like, I'm not paying this fucking scam artist. She's about my height, pinkish green scales. She's probably at the village center right now. Named Sobe Dry Spell.
No middle name.
We don't do those.
Okay. What are just for my how many Sobe dry spells would there be in the Tanglewild? Or do you just
So dry spells kind of a I wouldn't say royalty, but we are somewhat important, so there's only one.
okay? Well, that should work,
Mhm.
I guess. And if it doesn't, at least you didn't pay the post office.
Yeah, no, that guy's crazy. That's absurd.
What 25 words do you want me to send?
Soren's not dead. Frozen to almost
Hang on.
death.
Soren's not dead. Frozen to almost dead.
On the
Yeah.
way back.
On the way back.
How many words am I at?
11. You're
11.
not even
Okay.
halfway.
Okay, cool.
Maybe mention. I'll mention that you thawed.
Oh yeah. I thought I miss you. I hope everything's okay. Tell Whisper I miss them as well. And just like trails off into a very long list of random shit.
Okay, so we're just gonna cut it off at missing Whisper.
Okay,
1, 2, 3,
that works. Oh,
16, 17, 18, 19,
should
20,
probably
21.
tenders.
Huh?
Should probably mention the tenders because that was my whole reason for coming.
Did you miss the tenders?
No, I don't miss them. Just
It's harsh.
that. Well, I mean, I just met them. Tenders send help.
Tenders. Send help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Exactly.
Yay! And he like leans in. Mochi.
Yeah.
Can she respond to you?
Yes.
If she responds, don't tell me.
Okay. Are you... Okay. That... oof. Okay. Huh. That's a new one. That is very new one. I have questions later.
Okay.
And,
You
we're
can
just
ask
gonna
now.
fight... No, I have to send the spell first.
Okay.
God, I hope she's on this plane of existence. Tanglewilds isn't like some freaky... Never mind. It'll be fine. So Mochi's gonna cast Sending to Sobe Dry Spell.
Okay.
Soren's not dead, frozen to almost death, but thawed. On the way back, I miss you. I hope everything okay. Miss you, Miss Whisper, Tender, send help.
There's a few
Absolutely
moments.
no pauses. Just
Yeah.
pull out.
Yeah. No, it's definitely it's like
Accurate.
Morse code. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few moments where you just hear back. Wait, what? What the fuck? Who's this? Who are you? What about Soren? He's alive? Where is he? I swear, I'm going to beat his
Nope.
sorry motherfucking...
It stops at beat.
Yeah.
Stops at beat. Nope, stops at beat.
It's the last, like, you don't even get the last word.
Nope. I'm gonna beat.
Can I tell that has Mochi's face changed? Have you gotten the response, and does it make a visible shift?
Oh yes. Mochi's grinning widely.
Yeah,
sister.
that's what I thought.
Was it not tell you if she responds or not tell you what she responds?
I feel like I already know what she said.
She sounds lovely.
She's great.
I love a little raccoon face just listening to this, just like way too wide of a smile, the eyes just getting wider. Everything's
I feel
fine.
like we're gonna be good friends with Sobe.
Yeah, she's great. I
apologize
love
if I
her.
miscounted. I was counting motherfucking as one word and not two.
Oh,
It's just,
fair.
Yeah.
I'm
I
terrified.
hyphenate it, you know. Okay. So, with your trip to the post office complete? Question mark.
Successful.
That's not the word I would use. The as you come out of the post office, the rain is now just like absolutely taking over. It's drizzling everywhere. It's kind of given this gray cast, kind of like what do I want to say? Everything is in gray cast now. There's almost like a filter over everything to where the vibrancy of the town as you were approaching, with like those last little vestiges of light over all of the colorful roofs and paints of the houses here, have all kind of dwindled a little bit. Nevertheless, you can see that there's wind in the air that's catching some of the sails. There's still a few ships which are traveling out, and you can even see like well out beyond the harbor itself, far out to the sea, to the horizon. You can see where the storm breaks, and there's little bits of sun. This storm is not going to last forever. It's just a summer squall. So, with that, any other stops that you wanted to make?
I'm just gonna open my letter as we're walking to, I'm guessing, the ship.
Okay. Yeah, you open your letter. Wonderful job having made it this far. Ensure that your voyage is a safe one. I would hate to see anything happen to you or the item you carry before you're able to reach me. Even exchange is even exchange, Argus. I don't want any harm to come to you or your precious queen. Let's just make this easy on both of us. Come quickly.
Just crushes the letter. Every taunt, every missive.
I know.
Dude, like, this is gonna have to put a trigger warning. We're gonna have to like get the cards ready. Oh, woo.
We'll check in before we do our next one.
Oh,
I want to take care of your blood pressure, Christian. That's yeah.
Gonna squeeze all the blood out of him. Oh, he got coming.
I will note that it does mention at the bottom, P.S. Your next correspondence is waiting for you in Halara, which I'm not sure I've said that before, but that is your destination. That is the capital city of the Aluran Empire, of the Luzos Empire, which is what the Alurans call their empire. So Halara is that's your B. If Salter's Port is A, Halara is your B. Okay, so finding yourselves at the top of the cliff, then you would look down at the switchbacks below, and with rain and everything kind of drizzling down, you can see that there are a number of humble folk who are all carrying up boxes, perhaps some boxes that maybe even are a little too big for them to be necessarily carrying. That they probably should have paid the liminal fee for the lift. And you all would look down as the carts are kind of being parked and moving about. A lot of these are hand carts that you see kind of moving about. There's not a lot of beast of burden because these are wooden slats, and some of the paths are actually relatively narrow. There's landings at each kind of like where the switchback kind of meets and it goes to switch. There's a landing to kind of like catch your breath for just a moment, but you all see that there is a couple of humble folk who are carrying this rather large wooden box, and one of them slips, and the box literally goes over top of the one that slips. It goes crashing down the stairs, tumbling, splintering, and as it does, the two other humble folk that are in front that have smaller boxes, both slip as well as they turn back to see what the noise is. Both of their boxes cracking open, and as you all look down, you see that there are humble folk who are now scurrying, fleeing in one direction or another, as out of the boxes are, well, oozing oozes, and you can see that they were somehow transported. Well, they were definitely not somehow, but they were definitely transporting two different types of oozes. As I'm gonna pop a couple out here, little cute guys, and at the bottom,
Friends.
a rather large one, which begins to start moving towards the fleeing humble folk, and attempting to engulf them. Um, we're gonna go ahead and roll for initiative.
Derek. Wait. So, with Clarence's vast knowledge of oozes, having studied them closely in magic school,
Mhm.
is that information that I can divulge to the group before or after initiative? Either is fine.
So we'll do a history check real quick, or if you wanted to do, I would even give you nature or arcana. I don't think survival, but I could see because these are like something that's grown naturally. So
Mm.
I would give you nature, arcana, or yeah, history if you're just trying to draw on previous knowledge. And you can give that information free of charge. Just you can toss that information out just as a free action.
Okay. I picked Arcana.
Okay.
I learned it at magic school, so I figured, it'd
Sure.
probably be more about the magic abilities of slimes and their magical uses. And I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 25.
25. Fantastic. Okay. So, Clarence, as you look down at the slimes, these seem to be transporting downwards. So these are slimes that are being exported, as far as you can tell. And the smaller ones are probably ones that set you a little bit on edge, as you would note that they are a particularly nasty breed of ooze that are actually used a lot by military groups, sometimes even assassins guilds. These are slithering trackers. They are a type of ooze that have a singular goal of tracking people and even sometimes taking people out. They're very very expensive when used in trade, and yeah, these nasty little guys are can be a real pain. The big one looks a lot like a gray ooze. However, it's much bigger than a gray ooze should be, and seems to be almost bubbling and expanding by the second as you go to look at it. So it is taken on a much greater size. So again, with this map, and unfortunately our audience can see this, so I'll do my best to describe it. These are switchbacks. The map travels with the north being the highest point, south being the lowest point. So you can see there's some barricades to prevent people from falling in certain places. All of the little paw prints are just regular humble folk. There's some carts up at the top there. Otherwise, it is rock face, and it is just about, you can kind of see like from where like Betty is, that would be probably a 15-foot fall to get to where like that platform is to where the ooze is, but closer over to where the, yeah, over here the drop would only be like 10 feet. So you can kind of see based on squares what that distance of a jump would be should you want to jump and not just take the boardwalk itself. But all that said, let's roll for initiative.
One quick question.
Please.
Would Clarence be able to tell us the best way to dispatch oozes very quickly? Like yelling out like slashing or bludgeoning or like,
Yeah. So Clarence, with a 25, pretty damn good roll. I think your best recommendation for the slithering trackers would be, they're hard to hit unless you have a magical item, or they're pretty resistant to anything non-magical, and you really don't want them to touch you. Also, if they get to the water, they're basically gone. You'll never find them again. For the gray ooze, you definitely don't want to hit them with a non-magical weapon because it will damage your weapon. I'm not sure you've seen a version like this before, but you also know that gray oozes can sometimes turn invisible. So that's what I will note to you.
Okay. I'm sure this manifests in Clarence's ears, going up, and Clarence's like foot tapping the ground very fast.
Mhm.
And Clarence just yells out,
Those are assassin oozes. Don't let them touch you, and use magic weapons and magic, and watch out for the gray one. It might disappear.
Okay.
Like teleport?
No, like invisible. Either way, yeah, these are very deadly oozes, not like the acid oozes.
Okay, not friends.
Not friends.
Alright.
Also, should we be on the other side of the map?
What do you mean?
We're on the down. Should we be on the up?
No, we are
You're
on
on the
the
up.
up.
Yeah, north is up, south
Oh.
is down.
Sorry, my brain got confused.
Okay. Again, hard to convey downward distance. This is a map made with Incarnate. I did my damn best. So
And we appreciate it.
I appreciate you. So that said, well, let's get some initiative orders. Liz, what'd you get for Betty?
21.
Very nice. Argus, what about you?
20.
Very nice. Clarence. Muted, bud.
Strong 11.
That's a strong number. Strong number. Mochi.
With the big guys, 21.
Very nice. Do you or Betty want to go first?
As someone who throws buffs on people, maybe I go first.
Yeah, probably a better idea.
Would you go first? Okay. Soren?
4.
Oh, buddy.
The little dudes who need
Say-
protection.
Saving the best for the last, bringing up
Yeah.
the rear very solidly.
Pulling up the sweeper, baby.
That's right.
The only reason I got a 21 is because of that sentinel shield I have that gives me advantage, because my other die was a 2. I would have been on 4 with you.
Yeah, I got a nat 1, baby.
All right. So I'm going to type up order here, but Mochi, you are up first.
Yes. Considering the thing is, I don't know how Betty fights, so maybe buffing waits until I see how Betty moves. So I'm gonna start by invoking Blessing of the Trickster, and put down another Mochi. Come on, hang on. Can I not put 2 tokens down? I cannot put 2 tokens down. Okay, there is a second Mochi that I can't put in roll 20
Okay.
right now.
I should be able to drag another. Are you able to drag another character token?
No, that's what's not working. Oh, hang on.
Okay. Let me see if I can.
No, she's there. We're good. Oh, now there's 3 of us.
Oh, no, we
no,
have
3 is
3.
too many.
Too many. I'll delete.
3 is too many Mochis.
There's too much.
Too much. And I don't know when these guys are, so we're gonna put the duplicate between the scared humble folk and the small ones.
Okay.
Because if they attack the duplicate, at least they'll leave the humble folk alone. Is the
Yeah.
optimistic thought here? And then she's going to rotate the outer ring on her monocle and select the filter of see invisibility, just in case.
Okay. All right.
Because if that gray one goes away, we kind of need to know where it goes.
Very cool. Cool. Next up, we have Betty.
Okay, so before Betty does anything, the switchbacks, the stairs, slats, are they flat to the ground or is there space underneath them?
There's a little bit of space. It's
How-
less than a
how-
foot.
Okay, okay, that's probably too tight. That's a bummer. Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of getting that it's only really that because of some erosion that's happened with
Yeah.
the recent rain, but they some parts are more flush than others.
Yeah, I was thinking like a nice slip and slide situation here, but it seems very tight. So I think Betty's probably a little bit too big to squeeze under there comfortably.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I think why not? Betty's gonna rage because why not?
Why not?
Why not? So I think we're gonna do that. I don't know how this is gonna work. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Okay, so we have 40 feet. And yes. Okay, yeah, so I think we are going to... Oh, nope, that's moving the whole map. That's not what I need to do. Move Betty here, which is the extent of my movement. That's 40 feet. And...
Do you take any damage from like, do you have anything that prevents damage from jumping?
Ooh, from how far was the jump? Did you say 20 feet?
Where you jumped from was about 15 feet down.
Okay. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So you are going to take let's see, what is that? 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
As you do land from the 10 feet, because I believe it's anything over 5.
Being rounded down or to cut that in half, because she is raging.
You are raging, so yes, that is
okay.
That is cut in half.
That helps.
Okay, so I have the Storm Herald ability that gives me the Aura of the Sea. So there is a 10-foot radius that surrounds me. So Mochi's duplicate is caught in the aura as well, but I think my abilities only affect what I want it to affect. So, Okay. So this guy here, this first one, will need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
As the potential lightning damage affects them from my aura.
All right, dex save. They've got a +4 to dex. That is not successful though. That was only an 8 + 4.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, the DC is 14, thankfully. So okay, so
yeah, I figured it was above 12.
Yeah, just a little bit of lightning damage. 1
point of light.
One whole lightning damage. That
All
dice is
right.
going away somewhere. That's about all I got, because unfortunately, we don't have any magical weapons, so.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Next up we have Argus.
Argus is going to jump down, and I'm going to do something I didn't get to do in the last campaign. I'm going to use my reaction to glide and not take any fall damage.
Nice.
Very nice.
So we're just going to...
You just hear Clarence go,
Oh my god, so majestic.
Just
So cool.
crash. Honestly, just probably attacking on the way down to slam down on this ooze. But
Okay, go for it.
that is a 19 to hit.
19 definitely hits. Yeah.
That is 17 damage for the first one.
Okay, and you do have a magical weapon, so
I
very
do.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely, 17 damage. Very nice.
This first attack. Second attack is a. Let's see. That's a 18 to hit.
18 definitely hits.
That's 16 more damage.
Okay. Looking really rough. Still oozing, but you really hammered this thing, literally. Anything else for your turn?
Let me just see how far this thing is. Oh, it's all damn. It's 10 feet. I can't do that then. That is my turn.
Okay. Cool. So next we have the gray ooze. So the gray ooze is, let's see, movement. Not a lot of movement. Okay. So the gray ooze is going to use its invisibility. Mochi, do you remember how far of range your monocle is?
So the weird thing is, it gives me a distance for dark vision, but not for see invisibility.
Let's use the same one for dark vision that we would for invisibility.
In that case, 60 feet, and then yeah, it's too far. But then the question is, does my duplicate also have a monocle? My duplicate also has a monocle technically, but I think that's 70.
Yeah, can you see through your duplicate?
Yes, I have all her senses, and I can cast spells through her as well.
Okay. In that sense, I'm gonna say that. Let's see, this thing can only move. I'm gonna keep it visible because it's really only able to move like 10 feet, but it moves just within range of your duplicate's sight. So it pops out of existence to all of you, basically like this like acid like sheen just comes across it, and even like the rain patter on it is barely detectable, but it begins to ooze forward, and as it does, your duplicate, it like pops into vision, like it's like passing through a barrier where it becomes visible as it comes back through. And you can see that this thing has almost flattened itself out and is expanding outwards, trying to like be something you would almost trip in. Like it's not blobbed up, it's flattened out to try to be almost a trap of sorts. But I will keep it on the map since Mochi can at least see it. That's it for its turn. The humble folks' turn is next. I am basically going to have them flee for their lives.
I would like to panic as a free action.
Oh yeah. No, they're panicking as an actual action too, because they
Oh,
are
an
dashing.
actual action.
I'm going to take these two off the map just so you don't have to worry about them.
Run, citizens!
The one that's right next to Mochi looks at Mochi. Thank you, raccoon lady that came from nowhere and appeared next to me. And if
The name's Matcha, and it's what we do.
I'll remember you, Matcha. Okay.
This is why people get confused about Mochi having a twin sibling named Matcha. It's the duplicate. Got it.
Yeah.
Clarence, it is your turn.
Heck yeah, it is. Okay, so real quick, let me just wait. Can we see the gray ooze or no?
You cannot.
I
Mochi's
don't.
Duplicate, yes.
We don't know that the gray ooze exists. Okay, perfect. What is this? Okay. Looking at this platform that the oozes are on, where Argus is that platform big enough to support a large spirit guardian?
Yeah.
Okay,
I would say
cool.
so. Yeah, I mean, it's set into the foundation of the cliffs.
Cool.
Yeah.
Clarence plays this little forest jig on their pan flute, and spending a bardic inspiration, they summon a forest guardian spirit within the 60 feet, which would be like on this platform, is what I'm thinking, like behind the oozes. The spirit guardian, especially if Soren sees it, resembles a large predatory cat. It is spectral looking predatory cat. Yeah, he's there for 10 minutes. And if the oozes move into or leave an adjacent space, they have to make a wisdom saving throw. Otherwise, they take magical slashing damage.
Okay.
So that's my action.
And let me just double check all the cool things I can do. Nope, that's everything I wanted. Wait. Is it everything I want to do? Yeah, that's everything I want to do right now. Okay, thanks. That's in my turn.
Okay. It is the slithering tracker's turns. So let's see. One of them is going to use its let's see here. Argus, I need you to do a DC 13 dexterity saving throw, please.
17.
Perfect. Okay. You succeed as this thing tries to attach itself to you, and it's kind of like getting something that's trying to glue itself to you off of you. It's trying to almost like wrap around your face, your throat, like cover your face, but you are able to push it off. You do not find yourself grappled or restrained by it, and so it is going to try to do a slam attack at you. That is. I don't think that's going to hit. That's only a 13 to hit, so I don't
No,
believe that hits.
does not hit. No.
Okay. Then the other one, it is in fact going to leave the space of your spiritual cat. So if you would like to do an attack on it, Shadow, by all means.
It just needs to make a wisdom saving throw
Wisdom save. Okay.
first.
Here. +2 wisdom, surprisingly.
Oh.
That's 14.
Plus my DC is 15, so it does not make it.
Okay.
So the cat takes magical slashing damage equal to your bardic die. Okay, so I roll that, and then also the spirit has done damage to it, so now its speed is reduced to 0 for the rest of its turn.
Okay. What is the damage?
It is a D8. That's gonna be 5 magical slashing damage.
Great. So you would see as your spiritual cat guardian slashes down with swords or claws or whatever else, this slashing damage at this slithering tracker. As it does, the slithering tracker cleaves. It is an ooze, so you have severed a part of it, while you have made the first part of its speed 0. The second part of it, which is now cleaved off, is not affected by that. So you would watch as this cleaved aspect of it moves towards Betty. Betty, I will need a DC 13 dexterity saving throw from you, please.
Sorry, I forgot that they split.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I can never remember how they work. So, you said Dex?
You do have advantage because you are a barbarian, so because of a danger sense.
Hold please. I know I have that some here. Yes, you are correct. Thank you. It's 14.
Okay, that is successful.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to attempt a slam attack at you then in
Okay.
retribution. That is a hit. However, you are raging, so this is going to be half damage. So that is just. So you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That is it for Slithering Tracker's turns. Soren, it is your turn.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Get him, sword.
Hi. So Soren is going to come closer to the edge right here. And he's just gonna look at all of this like going on, and he's just like, okay. And I think the Clarence and Mochi are still up here. So you see like the ground start to like move, and like his tail starts to like twitch a little bit. And his tail kind of like it dissipates, and his tail just becomes sand. I'm going to spend my bonus action to adopt my sand form, because I'll need that. And from here, I'm grabbing the staff I got yesterday. It just says, "Okay, bud. I think everybody needs our help. And I would like to cast Guiding Bolt at the ooze that is in front of Argus."
Okay. Go for it.
Let us see. Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit. Slithering Trackers have 14 AC, so you all are absolutely killing it.
Love that. And that is 13 points of damage.
Wonderful. Okay. The one in front of Argus
Yes.
is downed. Is there anything special you would like to do as you take this creature out?
So from the staff, he just yeets like, it looks like, because it's coming from the staff, it's like this pinkish like blast of energy that comes off with like kind of like cherry blossom petals. And he just says, "Argus, duck!" and yeets the ball towards the ooze.
One of the nearby Quackwa is like, "No, he's not. He's not a duck."
Not that type of duck.
Fantastic. So with one of the Southern Trackers, which is now just kind of like bubbling and dripping between the slats of wood, completely taken out. Anything else for your turn, Soren?
That will be it.
Perfect. We are back to top of the order with Mochi.
So who's getting the big gray one that's heading up?
You can see it?
Oh. Okay, gotcha. Fun fact, priests don't get fairy fire. Okay, maybe Wizarding School has a few good ideas. So yeah, Mochi dropped fairy fire when we started season.
When they started season two.
Oh, my bad. I missed that.
Shit. It's big and scary and flat and invisible. And I cannot tell Argus to go hit it because Argus can't see it.
Argus can.
You can see invisibility?
I can have to have 10 feet next to me.
It's 70 feet away.
I know.
It'll get to you eventually. I'll soften it up for you. I'll cast an upcast guiding bolt. Yeah. We're just gonna hit it. Just gonna hit it. I will upcast a third. Because why not at this point? Does an 18 hit?
The Slithering Tracker? I believe it should.
No.
Or, I'm sorry, not the Slithering
gray
Tracker.
one.
You're trying to hit the Grey Ooze. Yes. The Grey Ooze has an AC of 8.
Oh, great. Then I could have used my lower portent, but
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
look, they're invisible again. Oh god. Which is a little stressed. She doesn't usually have to kill things on her own. The next attack against him has advantage, but I don't know if Argus is going to be there next. For now, let's do radiant. Oh, that's a lot of sixes. 6, 12, 18. Crap, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 radiant damage.
26 radiant damage. Very nice. Okay.
She'll
not
go up. It's coming up just it's coming up in your direction, but it's real slow and really gross.
It rolled a nat 1 on its concentration. The ooze is now visible to all of you.
Nice.
Ah.
Nice.
Nice indeed. And then I will they seem to have the assassin things well in hand, so we're going to move the duplicate and just also block this little area here a little bit. Mochi's perfectly happy where she is. She will not be getting closer, thank you.
Okay.
These things are gross and they're gonna rust my armor.
Betty, it is your turn.
Yes. We are gonna do the same thing as last time. We're just gonna use that Storm Herald ability to cause some lightning damage, hopefully. So they will need to make a dex saving throw, DC 14.
Okay.
The one next to me,
Just
obviously.
one next to you, yeah.
Yes.
DC 14 dex save. That is a 17 on the
8.
die.
Oh, that's okay. They do take half as much damage, apparently.
It rolled an 8 there. I will use my second portent.
Oh,
Rolled an 8. Okay, thank you, Anniek. I'm sorry. We'll double check your. We're going to take a break here real soon. We'll double check your mic. It's a little hard to hear you sometimes. Cool. Okay, so it rolled an 8. It did not succeed.
Okay.
What damage does it take?
It takes 5 damage this time. 5 lightning damage.
Alrighty. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay. Cool. So next up, then we have Argus.
Let's see. Here. Okay, so that one's gone. What is it? That's 70 feet. If I were to jump and glide, would that cover a long distance? Is it like sloped enough where like I could glide down 60? Or
I'll say yeah. I think that's cool as hell. So yeah.
Argus, seeing it appear, will just get a running start and just make its way and just gliding,
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like heavy armor, but still wings out. Yeah,
Mhm.
lead balloon, but yeah, you still land.
Yeah.
You land
It's like-
solid, but you don't take.
It's a
damage
big
from
old
it.
cannonball.
Absolutely.
It will just come down on this thing 2 times. We'll see how it goes, and maybe we'll do more.
Okay.
That is as long as I don't roll below a 1, which is impossible, we should be fine. 23 to hit.
Yep.
So that is 13 damage.
Okay.
That is a 28 to hit.
Yeah.
That's 8 damage. I will action surge to do 2 more attacks.
Okay, so 21 so far.
Mm-hmm. Dirty 20 to hit for 15 damage. And 14 to hit for 12 damage.
I'm so glad we have a tank in the party.
And I'm gonna do something sneaky to you, sir. I'm gonna use a bonus action to make it roll an intelligence saving throw.
Oh,
DC
Okay.
16.
It has a -5 to intelligence. Rolled a 16 -5. That's 11.
Are there any other people around us? Just asking.
There's some of the humble folk that are like just above you on the slots above.
Okay, then they're fine.
Some that are below, but yeah, that's about it.
I don't know if this thing has reactions, but I'm going to take that away from them as I'm using misdirection
Okay.
from the Scofflaw fighters moveset. So it like as it tries to like swing to like stop Argus from hitting it so much, it will use its reaction to try to hit me and miss.
Okay.
Using it up its reaction.
All right. I love that. Cool. That's a pretty heavy turn, Argus. Very well done. Anything else for it?
No, that's it. That's my movement, my action.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the Grey Ooze's turn. And Argus, you will see as this thing expands, it's going to use its bonus action to enlarge. So it is going to increase in size from huge to gargantuan. And I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw as a DC 14.
Gotcha. Con save 17.
Perfect. Okay. This thing seems to be like reaching up towards bits of metal on your armor, on your weapon. Your weapon's not taking any, like, it's not sizzling the way your armor kind of is a little bit. As you notice, the thing is slightly corroding any metal that it touches.
Yeah.
I'm going to, if I can move this, I don't think I move it down at all. If we need to move Argus, I'll move this thing out of the way.
Sure.
But you are currently, it's like slurged. That's a gross verb. It has moved kind of under and like around your ankles, and it is going to do an attack on you. It's going to use its pseudopod attack. So, okay. This is going to be, it's a nat 20 on the die.
Oh, no.
So this is 5 feet. And because it is enlarged, it is going to... Okay. Are you immune to any type of damage? I need to ask that first.
I'm immune to being frightened, that's it.
Okay, cool. So we're going to do... Yikes. 66. Okay. Bear with me for just a second.
Take your time.
Okay, so the first bit of damage is 39 points of... Why did they separate those? Those are both acid damage. Okay, 39 points of acid damage. And then... Another 10 points of acid damage.
Gotcha.
I'll connect those next time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the target is wearing non-magical metal armor, its armor is partly corroded and takes a permanent... Okay, so on this attack, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have made you do that roll earlier. I misread the thing. So your armor is going to take a permanent -1 penalty to the AC it offers.
Gotcha.
So your AC goes down by 1 based on your armor. If you have Dex, it's not affecting that. Cool, and that is permanent and cumulative. So if it happens again, it'll be another -1. The penalty reduces AC to 10 on the armor is destroyed.
Right.
So that is it for this thing's turn. The humble folks' turn. They are going to continue fleeing, and as they do, Clarence, it is your turn.
Okay, so hold on, I gotta get my measuring tool out. Okay. All right, Clarence sees Argus starting to get engulfed by this gray ooze, and yeah, they're not doing okay with that. So this like, I'm trying to find the best way to describe what I'm trying to do here. So Clarence stops playing their pan flute. And this like growl of like a whisper comes out of them, and he just says like, "Not my Argus," and reaches out his little paw and is going to be casting a chill touch. And from this little paw, like flies out it almost looks like a Lupu paw, but it definitely looks like it's been like decomposed Lupu paw as it flies out towards this gray ooze and just like attaches itself to this gray ooze. So gray ooze, why did I put away the die that I needed? And then Derek, quick question. So when spells talk about levels, they're talking about your cumulative level, right?
I would say yes.
Okay. So then the gray ooze is now gonna take oh, I guess I have to roll to hit it. Okay, hold on. Sorry.
You'll get there.
Apologies.
It's all good. No, it's
I
fine.
will
There's a lot of
roll
rolls. A lot of rolls to.
It's a new thing. Oh yeah, no, that's a 24. So
Yeah, that would
we're good. Okay, so then he's gonna take 8 necrotic damage, and it can't regain any hit points if it was gonna do that.
It was. Damn.
Good.
Nice work.
Ha! Take that, gray ooze. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it, right? It doesn't like do anything else, right? It just clings. Oh, yeah, no, I guess the hand just clings to it until the start of my next turn to stop it from regaining hit points.
So there's a ghostly skeletal bunny paw that's now just like it looks like one of those like YouTube videos where the kids play with slime, but it's just like a skeleton. It's like a Halloween version.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. It is the Slytherin Trackers' turns. They've got one thing that they do well. I'm going to have this one again try to get away from the mean kitty. So let's do a wisdom save for that one. Let's see. Wisdom +2. It's only a 6. So,
Aha!
what's the damage on that one?
Why do I keep forgetting? I'm sorry, David. Oh. It's gonna take 4 damage. The magical slashing damage.
Okay. And it will again split off another one.
No.
Oh no.
Are they getting smaller each time?
So what I will tell you is that every time that you do damage, it duplicates that exact one.
Okay, so
for example,
they're not physically getting smaller. It's not like
No,
less ooze separating in half each time.
No, they seem to be very similar in size in the sense that like ooze can kind of compress and it's all amorphous with wobbly gross. I need to double check their actual speed as well. Oh yeah, they're fine. Okay, so this one's going to go after Fake Mochi. And it is going to try a slam attack at Fake Mochi. What hit points
call
does
her Matcha?
Matcha? Yes. What hit point AC hit points does Matcha have?
I mean, she's illusory, so I don't know if you can actually hit her.
Okay.
I think
so this thing
pass through her.
Okay. Then yes, this thing takes a slam at Matcha. And then if an ooze could look confused, it certainly does.
Exactly.
And kind of like it passes this pseudopod back and forth past Matcha. And then decides it's just going to move on past.
Rude.
Okay. The other one...
Stay, my friend.
The other one with Betty. Betty, I will have you do another DC 13 Dex saving throw, please.
Also, Mitch has made our Oozes with Airmail Stems fan art, and it's already in the Discord chat.
Fantastic.
That's an 18 this time.
Great. Okay. We'll do at least a slam attack on you. That's not one. It does not succeed on its slam attack.
Sweet.
And I believe that's all 3 that are currently out. So, Soren, it is your turn. And we will take a
Lovely.
break after Soren's turn, top of the order.
Cool. I'll make it quick.
You're fine, Jake. You're fine.
So, Soren kind of like climbs onto the wall and he just like sticks there. So he's like, he's Tilia just like, lovely thing about them, they can cling to things, and this is perfect for him. So he kind of comes down behind Betty, but as he's coming down, he like hurls from his tail, he hurls a like sand dervish, well, in a abrasive blast at the sand. Hold on, excuse me. Pardon me. Here it is. Does a 12 hit?
A 12, that's a good question. 12 does not hit a slithering tracker.
Okay. So as he does that, he misses and he's like, shit. Comes up behind Betty. And what kind of weapon is Betty holding right now?
She's not.
She's not?
Mm-mm. She doesn't have any weapons out because she doesn't have any magical weapons. So
so Soren comes up behind you, like, do you have any weapon on you?
So you would notice that like right now there's kind of like the like 10-foot area directly around Betty in all directions looks kind of like the top of the ocean, like when it's not like white caps, but like before the ocean like really gets wild. So it's like eddying. You can kind of see what looks like water sitting above the ground that's just kind of eddying in the area around her. And it's sort of kind of like the air tastes a little bit more salty as you come into the area right around her. And so like on her back, she's got her bill hook, but there's like, she doesn't have it in her hand. So it's a long, like a quarterstaff type weapon with a giant mean looking hook on the end.
Love that. So Soren is gonna come up behind you and touch your bill hook, and cast elemental weapon on it.
Oh heck.
So and I'm going to go with I believe lightning is the damage type I'm gonna pick for you.
Sweet.
So yeah, and he's just like, hit him hard.
Perfect.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Fantastic. As we get to top of the order back with Mochi, we're going to go ahead and take another break now. So stick around, folks. We'll be back in like 5 to 10. Do the things, pet your pets, and we will see you soon. Enjoy our ad reel. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking around for our breaks. I should have music on. We were talking about the good old days with web captioner where you could say eggplant emoji and wouldn't actually do that. We are right in the middle of combat music. There we go. Okay. So we're back to top of the order as our party has encountered a little slip up with some slimy oozes on the switchbacks to Saltier's Port. Ooh, that was some good alliteration. That made my brain happy. It's best when it's accidental. So we're back to top of the order. You have taken out at least one of the slithering trackers. However, they seem to be multiplying. And there is a huge gray ooze, which is seemingly getting bigger by the second, that is partially engulfing Argus right now. So we're back to top of the order with Mochi. Mochi, you have an illusory form as well as your normal form there at the top. What would you like to do?
You are muted, Anniek.
Be happy. Nothing I said made any sense.
Okay.
She's so upset by Argus getting swallowed by an ooze. Right? This is not right. Argus should be like, Argus should have a steel chair and should be beating this thing to a pulp, not being, as a verb. So, hang on. Let me get the measuring device. Oh, that is 60. That is a good number. Hey, you! Leave Argus alone! Please, Hath, let this work. I'm gonna look so stupid. She's gonna cast Polymorph on the Grey Ooze.
Okay.
It gets a Wisdom saving throw. And if it fails, it's gonna be like Buttercup, but tiny. Pygmy goats, but like Pygmy Buttercup.
So like a normal sized cow.
Smaller. Much smaller.
But will it actually change its size?
I mean, if you polymorph something,
It is
yeah.
polymorph.
Okay.
It says creature, so I'm hoping this counts as a creature.
It certainly does. There's something in my brain that's like, this shouldn't work on oozes. So let me look up polymorph real quick. There's nothing in the ooze thing there's nothing in the rules that says dog can't play basketball. So I just want to double check. Okay. Transforms a creature. Unwilling creature must make a wisdom save with it. That's fine. Lasts for the duration. New form can be any beast. Blah blah blah. Game statistics including mental. Replace. Okay. Assumes the new form. What reverts. Had before. Okay. Can't see why not. Yeah. What's the wisdom save?
DC 15.
Okay. -2 to wisdom.
So it's not that high, but I don't think they're very wise.
Is a 19 on the die, so that is a 17 in total.
Rude.
Really hoping for a 1 because that would have been really fun.
Fuck you too, buddy.
There's a pseudopodic middle finger extends out of the ooze.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for your turn,
Regular-
Mochi?
Nah, that was regular action. What are my bonus options? Does Argus look partially digested already, or is he just in there?
It's more like up to like his ankles. Like this thing is kind of like flattened out. It is expanding, and it's mostly reaching up these like pseudopods to kind of smack at Argus. But every time it does, the one time it's done that, it has degraded the metal of his armor. So think very like xenomorph aliens, with the space marines. Like it's kind of melting away the armor a little bit where it's hit him.
Okay. But that does sound like I don't need to heal him yet, and healing's better done out of combat, so we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna move the duplicate a little bit. Bonus action, move duplicate. I know he knows I'm fake, but I'm just gonna get in the way. Just gonna broad shoulder it. See if I can slow him down a little.
Okay.
Yeah. It feels a little early for Harness Divine Power, so we're leaving it here. Yep.
Okay. With that, Betty, is your turn.
Now that Betty has elemental effects on her billhook, she can actually use it as a weapon as opposed to a really nice ornament. So she's going to go ahead and pull that over her shoulder, and we are going to attack twice. That is what we are going to do. Please let these work. Well, that was not what I wanted to see at all. It's an 11 to hit on the first attack.
It does not hit the Slithering trap.
It's a little bit rusty. It's fine. Just probably kind of like swishing it up the side and coming back around with that's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Okay. And I did not get out my d10s because honestly I wasn't expecting to have to use them today. So that was actually 12 total, with the 1d4 for the lightning, which is there. I've got one of those in here somewhere. I was not prepared. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
D4 with 3 lightning damage, so
15
total.
And what type of damage does your billhook do?
It is slashing damage. I was really hoping to do enough to be able to kill it in one, but apparently not.
Okay, so we've slashed off another one here.
Yes.
Okay.
Should have taken a hammer, probably.
Anything else for your turn?
Mm-mm.
Okay. With that, then we are to Argus.
I ate that breakfast. Ugh. I'm gonna So I'm not technically in this thing. I'm not like trapped or anything.
You're not grappled at all. This thing is like you can easily just step out of it, and if you get away from it, there's an opportunity of attack, but you're not grappled, restrained, or anything like that.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna be fancy anyway, because what I'm gonna do is gonna give me advantage. Anyway, so I'm gonna use my bonus action to use the Blessing of the Warrior King, the War Dance, to teleport up to 20 feet. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna be like, whoop, whoop, get me out of there. And then I'm gonna, because I did that, I have advantage on all my attacks. Because fanciness.
Yeah.
So we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll our beautiful. That is a natural 20, 29.
Fantastic.
Total.
Nice job.
Thank you. For the first hit. So we're gonna roll that 15 footage. That's 24 damage on the first attack.
Okay.
Second attack. That's 26 to hit.
Okay. Yep.
That is. Load up, please. That's 14 damage total.
14. Okay. That's. Hey. Very well done.
Thank you. Have anything else? Action. I already used my action surge. Just to be a fuck, I'm gonna use the Crusher's special ability. When I hit a creature with a bludgeoning damage, I can move it up to 5 feet. Also because of Crusher, everybody has advantage on this creature until the start of my next turn.
Great. Okay.
So that is
okay. So we're pushing it back 5 feet.
Yeah, just to be like, ha, bang.
Okay. It's almost like flipping a giant pancake. You just kind of slurp this thing a little bit down the hill there. Fantastic. Okay. Anything else for your turn? Okay. Huge great ooze this time. It is going to expand again. There we go. Expand back into that space. It is kind of like almost like flopping down the slope a little bit as well at this point, with the way it's kind of occupying all of this space. It is going to attack you with its pseudopods again. Actually, I apologize because I forgot to double the damage last time on the nat 20 and attack you twice. I'm not going to attack you with an extra attack on this, so I'm still going to be just 2 attacks. But I got a little consumed with that with the nat 20 and then forgot.
Hey, I understand completely. I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
And you hit me for like 50 damage, so like
it was significant. I'm kind of glad I didn't. The first one's 14, so that does not hit. Yeah. The second one is a 15 plus 7, so that is going to hit. That is going to be 12d6. So that is 53 points of acid damage.
53 points?
53 points. And your armor is eroded by 1 more penalty, so negative 1 penalty. So
no, I said I was fine before.
Yeah.
I'm no longer fine.
Okay.
You knocked me unconscious.
Okay. So Argus is currently unconscious. Not dead, not down and out. Just having a little nap.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Kind of ooze that if you're in it and you go unconscious, you start suffocating? Question mark.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna impose
that's every ooze, right?
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, that is huge gray ooze's turn. Is the humble folks' turn. They have all fled or are just being spectators at this point. So Clarence, it is your turn.
Okay, quick technical question. Does granting temporary hit points bring people back, or is it just hit points?
I'll count temporary hit points as bringing.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying. I'm asking.
I think that's fun. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I'm not gonna memorize all the fucking rules.
Why would anybody do that?
This game is 10 years old. You think I'm memorizing the rules here now?
Okay.
This edition, I should say.
Oh shit. Actually, I can do both. So Clarence is going to we're gonna go. Hold on. Yeah, no, that's the wrong button. We're not drawing things. And then you are 60. Oh, you're exactly 60. Oh, perfect. All right, Clarence is gonna hop them little selves over here.
Mm-hmm.
And Clarence starts playing a little tune.
Mm-hmm. Little ditty.
Yes. It's actually Mochi would recognize it as a song that Mochi's family sings. Because Clarence learned this trick from Mochi. And it's my warding trick. So I'm gonna spend another use of my bardic inspiration as an action to grant Argus, who's in 60 feet of me, number of temporary hit points equal to my bardic inspiration die plus my wisdom modifier. So it's not the best. But that's gonna be a 5 plus. Yeah. Well, we don't have anything in wisdom. Oh, minimum of 1. Okay, so that's 6 temporary hit points. My spirit guardian drops as I'm now concentrating on this, and this lasts for up to 10 minutes. I don't know if I already said that. And then also, because now we're 8th level, so any creature who deals damage to Argus, is going to need to take wisdom saving throws or take radiant damage from me.
Oh shoot.
So
Nice. Okay.
Argus has little leafies floating around him now, in the form of this warding trick, and
A little
then
Clarence on his shoulder.
little Clarence, little guy. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to use Healing Word at 3rd level on Argus. So why did I put away my D4s? I don't. Oh, because it's super sharp. That's why. Okay. So I roll a D4 3 times now. Plus. So that's Argus is also gonna heal for 9 hit points.
Very nice. So Argus, coming back from unconsciousness with the 6 temporary and kind of like really feeling a little bit more revitalized with the 9 actual hit points. You are prone, but back from the brink. So, with that, very nice turn, Clarence. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay. Well, oh, how them trackers slither. Let's see. I'm going to have this one move here. This one's actually going to use the spider climb to climb up and there. Okay, so what do I need? Betty, I'm 2 of them are going to try their life drain at you. So I will need 2 DC 13 dexterity saving throws, and I know you have advantage on that. So
I don't like
4.
it. Okay.
And then I'll need one from Soren as well, DC 13 dexterity save.
Which saving throw am I doing now? Sorry.
DC 13 dex.
Okay. $16.
Very nice.
First one was 9. Second one was 18.
Okay, so you succeed on 1. However, one of the slithering trackers does attach itself to you. You are currently, so you're kind of fighting off 2 at the same time, and one of them is able, while you're distracted by the other, to grapple you. It wraps almost around your neck, attached to your face. You are restrained, unable to breathe, unless, can you breathe in water?
I can hold my breath for an hour.
Okay, so we'll say you were able to hold your breath, and we'll resolve that at the start of your turn.
Sweet.
Okay, and then Soren, you are going to take a. Well, I'll say Betty, you do take a slam attack, and Soren, you also take a slam attack. So let's see here. Too many tabs. There we go. So this is D10+3. So Soren, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Betty, you take 7. So halved, that would essentially be 3. We'll round down for that. So we'll say 3 points of bludgeoning damage for you. Cool. I think that is it for the tracker's turns, because that was the 3 of them plus the one that's now climbing upwards. So that is it for their turn. Soren, it is your turn.
Lovely. I also maintain concentration on the elemental weapon. So
Great.
But seeing that Betty is being face hugged right now, and we have one that is trying to go up the wall, Soren pulls out Bud and like shoves it into the ground, and it starts to like release like vines and sprouts into the ground, and the vines start to lick up on all of the oozes that are right next to us. I am casting Wither and Bloom at the 4th level.
Okay.
So that will get all of them.
Okay.
They have to make a con save of 15.
Con save 15. Okay. They have a +2 to con. That is only a 12, so that does not make it. That is only a 14.
Beautiful. So let me roll this really quickly. They all take 16 points of necrotic damage.
16. Okay. So let me calculate this out here. So this one, you essentially have that. 15. You take out this one, which only had 15 hit points left. So one of them, the vines just absolutely just tear this thing apart. It breaks apart like jello and starts to seep.
I want to say that it's like the earth, like the vines are absorbing the ooze back into the foliage.
Perfect. Yeah, they're very much like water, so absolutely. This last one, you said it was 16. Betty, you were going to take 8 of those, as it is attached to Betty, and you're going to take any half damage of whatever this thing takes.
Interesting.
So that is. That's okay. The one attached to Betty's looking really rough, though. Even though it does transmit a little bit of the damage into her. And the other 2 are looking pretty rough as well. Anything else for your turn?
Cool. So with Wither and Bloom, Betty can now expend one of their hit die to regain some HP that I just kind of made a take away from them.
Okay.
And excuse me. For my last attack, I would like. You said this one right here is looking pretty bad as well, to the left.
Both of the ones that are kind of on opposite sides of you are looking pretty equally bad. The one attached to Betty is definitely looking the roughest. Okay.
I don't want to hurt Betty again. I don't think that.
I mean, to be fair, you probably wouldn't know. Just saying, like you wouldn't be able to hear her if she was making any noise because her face is wrapped in slime. So you probably wouldn't know if she was hurting.
Very true. However,
and to be fair,
what's up?
She's got enough hit points; she can take it. So,
okay,
and she's still raging, so she could definitely take it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but it also takes half. I'm gonna just let Betty like handle that one. I think they got it. Let the rage work on it. And the one that's climbing up the wall, I I will hit with an abrasive blast from my tail.
Okay.
It could have just gone up one more. Does a 26 hit?
Yeah, 26 absolutely. hits.
Okay. And 12 points of damage.
I'm not throwing anything with an AC of 26 at you guys. Like
Not
episode
yet.
3, level 8.
The reason I said it could have went up one more is because I rolled a 19.
Okay. I'm sorry. How much damage was it?
It was hold on, I gotta check the. I think it was 12. It was 12 because I rolled an 8 plus 4, so 12.
Okay. Yeah, this thing's holding on for dear life at this point. I'm sorry. Was the one to your right or the one to the left?
To the left.
Okay, cool. Yep, perfect. Okay. With that, we're back to top of the order with Mochi.
That one not die by any chance, or is it just persevering?
Say that one more time.
Did it die? It's still there. Never mind.
It's still there.
So many of them. I mean, Argus is back up, and he's perfectly capable of dealing with the really big gray one.
He's prone but alive. Yeah.
Prone but alive. There's 2 people dealing with the small ones, and just Argus dealing with the big ones. So
That's
we
true.
should probably help with the big one. But also don't want to make Argus mad by insinuating that he hasn't got it, you know?
That's a real catch-22.
It really is. We'll give him another round, and if he goes down again, we'll help next round.
Okay.
He's a king! You can't steal from a king! He'll get mad.
Okay.
I will bonus action move duplicate. Put it, apparently under the corpse. And then I will cast through the duplicate Spirit Guardians, because that says that it is specifically undesignated creatures, which means that I can designate Betty as safe, which means she won't take any damage from my Spirit Guardians.
It's true.
So when the Slitherers start their turn within 15 feet of my Spirit Guardians, they get a save, and if they fail, they take a whole bunch of radiant damage, and if they succeed, they take half of a lot of radiant damage.
Alright. Sounds good.
Bonus action. You know, Mochi hasn't moved the whole combat, and we're not starting now. She's good where she is.
Fair enough. Next up is Betty. So Betty, you are restrained, which does not mean you can't do anything.
Sure.
And you are grappled. So essentially, your attack rolls against you have advantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage. So you can still try to hit the thing that's like attached to your face, or any of the other things around you. They just have the attacks have disadvantage.
Okay, so when you say that it's around Betty's face, you mean like covering her entire head, or?
Yeah, so these things are very gross. I will copy a picture for you all here. I'm gonna put this in our Zoom chat. So they kind of they're like the thing from the abyss is kind of what this artwork reminds me of. But very much it is like a bunch of goopy water, like thick water, as attached itself around your face and is like attached at the back. Very like
Got it.
when Queon said
Face hugger. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, 0 out of 10. So okay, and Clarence wasn't able to give us any information about like what, I mean, at this point, it's already touched her. She's already in trouble for whatever that part means. But we're not taking any extra damage. Like there's no acid damage or anything like that that's going on, right? She's not.
Actually, you reminded me. It is the start of your turn. So you are going to take what is that? 3d10.
Fine.
So you are going to take 25 points of necrotic damage.
Are we rounding that down? Or is that already rounded down?
I don't think you can round down necrotic damage. I think you round down like bludgeoning, slashing, that kind of stuff.
I think you're right. I think you're correct. Yes, bludgeoning, slashing, piercing damage. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
25?
This is just straight 25 necrotic damage right to the face.
Literally.
Yep.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna do what I was gonna do anyway because it feels very thematically appropriate for this character and what's happening. Betty has a racial trait of bite. So I think she's going to just open her mouth and let the creature in and bite as hard as she can. Yeah, sounds disgusting, honestly. Like, I'm not personally super here for it, but it sounds like something that she would do. Like,
somewhere in the distance, you hear you hear Mochi softly gagging.
Yeah, no, for sure. It is a strength thing. Does it count as an actual attack? Like, could I do this twice?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess we're gonna do that. Yeah, I don't like it. Y'all are sitting here shaking your head like, yeah, I'm not a fan either. doesn't make me happy.
I'm here for this. I'm all here for this, Liz.
So disgusting, I love it.
Yeah, okay.
It's just not gonna be me doing it, so.
Let's see. Where
Maybe
did
Clarence
I go?
can cast some prestidigitation to make it taste better.
23. 23 to hit.
3 hits.
And that's 7 bite damage.
Okay. So you're gonna take 3 of that.
Cool.
Would be enough if it weren't halved. So it has just a few hit points left if you have another attack.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Let's see. Oh. You know what? I will take that, actually. It just randomly flew out of my hand and across my desk. That was a nat 20. So.
Yeah, by all means.
So that's 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, you take 5 of that. But as you bite down and feel like the acid kind of burning the inside of your mouth, maybe even like tearing away a little bit at the enamel of your teeth, you bite down on this thing and it just like a gusher just squishes, pops, and just starts dissolving, kind of like as you have slithering tracker now like just dripping down your otter jaws, and this thing is taken out.
Sweet. I'm so glad that
I wouldn't
worked.
call it sweet. It's very bitter.
I'm so glad that it worked, but also that was disgusting.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it. I'm free now, so everything is great.
Okay. All right. With that, Argus, it is your turn. You are prone but alive. The huge gray ooze is just right next to you there. What would you like to do?
How is it looking? Besides big,
bigger, but it's like its consistency isn't holding together as well. It's not bubbling and surging the way that it was before. I mean, it's hard to tell with a slime, but this it's rough for a slime.
Gotcha.
It's got a whole bunch of crap in it. It's just like,
what do I want to do? Do I want to do something specific? Do I want to do? Do I want to buy time? Fucking, I'll buy time. I'm gonna use its 4 charges. I'm gonna get up first, and then I'm gonna use 4 charges of the Maul of Thrones command to use banishment.
Okay.
From the slime.
Okay. I have done maybe two ooze combats in my time, and both times people have been like, "Well, let's just banish it, and we'll figure it out in a minute."
Yeah.
Okay. What is the?
This thing hit me for over 100 damage, Derek.
It did. It certainly did. Yeah.
I gotta think about some shit real quick. I gotta think. All right.
What's the roll I need to make?
Charisma DC 16.
It's a -4 and I rolled a 5. This thing is.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't seem very charismatic.
this thing's got riz. No, it pops out of existence with like the snap of your fingers and will be that way for the next minute.
Yeah.
See,
okay.
I knew Argus had it.
That's right. Trust in your king. Okay.
Well,
so with that, anything else for your turn, Argus?
I'm gonna use bonus action to fucking heal myself. Oh Lord, oh lordy. Second wins for, let's see, for how much? No, that's a D10. That's a D10 right there. We're gonna roll that. I can do math. 14 extra healing. Good Lord, I was not gonna be able to survive another volley. Oh.
Okay. With that, we are to the huge gray ooze, which is currently in another plane of existence, very confused. Let's go to Clarence.
Confused.
Confused, yes.
Confused.
I know what I said, and I'm not proud of it.
Okay, so the big ooze is gone temporarily, but now we have the two little oozes left.
Yes, you just have the 2 slithering trackers left.
Clarence stops playing their pan flute, and I think it's a little almost like unwillingly that Clarence again just kind of like this like deep like whisper is just kind of like, leave my friends alone, and is going to cast that good old Eldritch Blast, having each of the oozes take one of the beams.
Okay. Within your bag, not that you can see this, those ruby-esque eyes of that skull gleam just a little bit.
Just a little bit is fine. All right. Do you want me to roll that separately or just one die for both beams?
I believe it does say to roll separately.
Okay.
But yeah.
Is that, your preference, sir? One of them, I'm gonna say the one to the left is gonna take 8 points of force damage.
It only had 2 hit points left. You
Perfect.
disintegrate this thing.
Love it. And the one to the right is gonna take 5 points of force damage.
Okay. That one's still holding on a little bit. But not much. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
Yep, that's everything.
Cool. Last slithering tracker's turn. It is going to do its...
Start its turn in the Spirit Guardians, and it's going to roll a will save.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, what's the wisdom save?
15.
15, thank you. Okay. That's a +2 whiz.
Gross.
That's only a 4, so that's a 6.
Beautiful. Let me roll some d8s.
Yes. What are Mochi's spirit guardians? Just little raccoons?
It's the same as last season. They're just frolicking star raccoons.
I would say this thing has 9 hit points, so if you get above 9, you're good.
Oh, I already got a 7 and an 8, and I'm trying to mentally add a 3 for 18.
So 18 so far?
Yeah, 18.
Okay.
18 total.
Okay. So yes, this thing looking to it, like it makes the face actually of Soren. It like mimics your face as it goes to try to attach to you, almost like the inverse, like the inside of a like plaster mask where someone's trying to get your face in total. But the spirit guardians are able to basically cut through this thing, and as the radiant magic hits, it just kind of dissolves with twinkles. Okay, that is it for the slithering trackers. So nothing for their turn. Soren, it is your turn.
He like looks around. It's just like, are we safe? Is it done?
Not yet.
Okay. Goes up to a very terrifying Betty right now. Just gonna put just a little claw on her. It just casts Cure Wounds very quickly.
Oh, thank you.
Just very quickly. So
Are we leaving initiative for the minute that thing is gone, or?
We can say that we'll stay in initiative. So minute is 6 turns. So I will ask each of you what you would like to do in 6 turns, and we'll stay in initiative order until the 6 are up. So that is essentially the end of 1 that we're with Soren right now. So I want to make sure I do one thing real quick here.
8 points of health, by the way.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay. So Mochi, what would you like to do for your 6 turns?
Mochi has banishment as a spell, so she kind of knows how it works. So it's gonna pop back roughly where it left. So she's gonna make sure Matcha is next to it, so it will start its turn in the Spirit Guardians, because Spirit Guardians is 10 minutes.
Okay.
So bonus action, move Matcha. And then full action, we're gonna fucking heal Argus, because wow, that was a lot of damage you took. So we're going to, nope, that takes too long. Yeah, we're just gonna cast healing word. Let's do healing word, and then we can do prayer of healing when all of this is over. And we're gonna upcast this a little bit, because again, 100 damage is a lot of damage. I feel concerned. Serious concern. I too have misplaced all the sharp ones, apparently. There's the sharp one. I can do math. 14 points of healing. It's not 100, but you know, the big heals come after combat. I'm sorry.
So 14 points of healing to Argus? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Still not moving.
Okay.
It's warm because armor's heavy.
Anything else you want to do for the rest of your turns?
Eyeing my spell slots will do another healing move. I have second levels left.
Okay.
I need second levels.
And then if you also like don't have something for a turn, somebody else does something you'd like to pair up with them, we can always like come back to it. So
okay. Another 13 to Argus, first of all.
Okay.
Get a little more blood inside Argus instead of outside of Argus, and then
Sure.
We'll wait to see what everybody else does.
Okay. Betty, what would you like to do for your 6 turn?
Well, with 6 turns and nothing to hit her, Betty's rage is going to pass. So
slap you if you want.
Everybody just pinches Betty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just stop fight.
I think we've got more than enough time for her to also kind of make her way down the switchbacks to stand beside Argus. And I think we're going, I don't know if this is something I can do, but since I'm assuming we've kind of had the conversation of it's coming back, it's going to be here in like a minute, it's going to be like right in the same area, she's going to kind of hold on to the next instance of rage. We have an ability called Feral Instinct, so she's not going to be surprised when this thing just pops back in. So basically, I think as soon as it pops in, she's just going to rage right away again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then Argus, anything you would like to do?
Lament over that my character art is ruined now because you ruined my armor. I spent the whole campaign getting this armor, you ruined it in 6 seconds.
We'll repair it.
We have mending.
Fix that.
Michaela's poor art. I'm like, this is so sick. Look at this half plate. Nope. Ruined. Immediately. First fight. Ross Monster. What? Okay. And then just, I don't have rage, but hold 6 rounds of anger.
Yes, right. Just normal anger.
It's practically the same effect, honestly.
Just a
Not
home run bat, holding, like just shaking, ready for this motherfucker to come back so I can kill him immediately.
Argus I'm seriously concerned about both Argus and Christian's blood pressure just for the rest of this season already.
It's
Okay.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Clarence, what would you like to do for your 6 turns?
So, Derek, all of the humble folk that were carrying these crates ran away, right?
Sure did.
Is there any like shipping manifest, maybe like a shipping label that was on one of these crates that is just chilling out?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the crates would be labeled with, like, those big kind of spray painted on letters of like ooze inside, fragile, handle with care, this side up. Now those boxes are all smashed to pieces for sure, but yeah, there would definitely be paperwork that's like, nailed to the outside. What were you looking for?
So I was looking to pick one of those up because this is illegal ooze shipping, and Clarence, a hero of the Humblewood, is not standing for this.
Clarence, this is in fact legal ooze shipping.
Is it? Are they supposed to
It
ship
is.
these kind of oozes?
So you would actually see that on the manifest. These are experimental oozes that came from the Mukden caverns, and it says experimental gray ooze, handle with extreme care. So,
Incredibly legal
Well,
shipping.
So
but
legal.
what about those
This is so
slithering
legal.
trackers, right? Because that
Yeah,
just seems
what
a
about that
little.
one?
They're
Totally
exported
legit
to-
ooze moving company.
Okay,
LLC.
I don't
Hey,
feel
listen,
like
the moving of military goods is still a legal process. I'm sorry, it's uncouth. Okay.
Yeah, but they don't do it through general ports of public where like these crates just fall open.
Listen,
And
the
these-
true villain
They-
here
they
is
do.
the logistics process.
They,
Okay.
logistics is terrible military.
Hey,
wise.
Totally legit
Just
ooze moving
call-
company.
No. Did you just call
dot
Betty's
com.
home a hovel? You're on a roll. You're just insulting people left and right this
So
season.
it's a major port.
a
These
major
guys
port.
were just lazy and didn't want to pay the fee. Listen, this is exactly how one of my favorite horror movies, Wishmaster 2, starts. So
It's all bad.
I love
so many people.
What a
so
pull.
few people that do. Yeah, right. Oh, great movie.
Oh
Anyway,
my god. We're watching that this October on Sword and Key Discord. Okay. So so Clarence is probably gonna spend 3 to 4 turns gathering the shipping manifests, because even if this is a legal ooze shipping company, they definitely didn't follow protocol, and Clarence is
true.
gonna be writing some strongly worded letters.
Someone needs to get fired.
There are humble folk that need compensation. So that's what Clarence is doing, gathers
this is Clarence's
evidence.
Aaron Brockovich moment.
Somebody has to speak up for the little humble folk. And then we'll just take bonus actions on some of my other turns, and we'll do a healing. What's it called? The word one. Dude, it's the word one, the healing word. And we're gonna do one for Argus and one for Betty. And they're both gonna be at 2nd level. So let's see here. La 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 la. 5 plus a 4. So Betty, you're gonna take 9 points of healing. And Argus, you're taking. Oh, I'm sorry, Argus. You're only getting 6 points of healing. The dice weren't nice.
Okay. Did you want to move at all, Clarence?
Oh, I probably would have moved to pick up the thing. So I guess we'll say that we're down here. This is where like most of the oozes broke. So Clarence clambered themselves down in that direction.
Cool. Soren, Mochi, did either of you want to move at all?
Absolutely. Soren is gonna just come up onto the cliff, just hanging onto it, and train Bud onto the spot where the ooze is coming back to, and I'm gonna hold a guiding bolt.
Okay. Then yes, as the timer clocks out, Argus, we will start with your turn since you are the caster of the spell. The ooze returns bigger than ever as it has been expanding in its extra dimensional space, and is now kind of like it's no longer like a pool. It is bubbling upwards and arching down on you like a wave of ooze and slime. But it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Does return within the Spirit Guardians.
Oh, it does its turn within the Spirit Guardians.
So it's Argus's turn. It'll be on its turn that it
Gotcha.
takes the Spirit Guardian stuff.
Oh, I thought it returned on its.
18
My
to
bad.
hit.
Yeah, 18 definitely hits. I was reading Banishment. It says 1 minute once the spell is passed, target reappears. It feels like 1 minute should pass on Argus's turn since he cast it.
So that's 12 damage for the first.
Okay.
And then so close to a natural 20. 25 to hit.
Yeah.
For fucking 15 points of damage.
Very nice. So 27 in total.
Yes.
Okay. A solid hits, and definitely this thing reels a little bit with this like gloopy kind of roar that comes out of it as your hits land. Cool. Anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna use Blessing of the War Dance to teleport a little bit away, cause fuck.
Okay.
Holy
Okay.
shit. 20 feet at least. Oh, my fucking World 20 glitched out. Hold on. I'm just gonna move like 20 feet away. God damn. Well, that thing's big. That's a big boy. It's 26. Boop, boop.
Okay, cool. Let's see which on this. Okay. It is the tracker's turn. So what is the save I need to make for the Spirit Guardians?
Wisdom.
It got a wisdom 8. I don't think that's gonna cut the cheese.
That would be a fail.
Yeah. It's damage on
Then you
that.
get the non-pointy boys. 20 damage exactly.
Very
All
nice.
radiant.
Right. Definitely looking pretty rough. On its turn, it is going to. Let's see. Is there a save to see through matcha?
We looked this up last season, and technically no, because it's described as a perfect illusion. So
Perfect illusion.
they'd have to interact with it. Like he'd have to try and
Yeah. Okay.
through her.
Then one suit upon attack on Matcha and one on Betty. So for Matcha, not that it matters, but just to see, that's a 6, so that's a 13. Yeah, 13 to hit Matcha, and then Betty,
If she
that
were
is
real.
a 26.
Yeah, that for sure hits.
Can we swap those somehow? Or
Listen, I rolled in order. I said specifically.
Mhm.
I know.
So, okay. So Matcha, it just kind of like slams like through Matcha. It's like the illusion comes through the pseudopod. It's just, I don't know, Matcha dabbing or something. And then we're gonna do 12d6 on Betty.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
What did you? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what Argus has been taking this whole time. Where you're all like, he's got it. Betty, you are going to take 36 points of acid damage.
That is one more hit point than Betty had available. So
Solid.
Betty falls unconscious.
Okay. Oh, one more than she had. Okay.
Yes.
So Betty is down by 1.
Yes.
Is Betty wearing metal armor?
Betty is not wearing armor at all.
Okay. Oh, barbarian. Sure.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So Betty is unconscious, and we are to Clarence.
Oh boy. Okay. Betty fell unconscious. The ooze got bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Way bigger.
Way
So
bigger.
big.
Is there any way to tell how injured this ooze is, or it's just kind of looks like one gray ooze?
You've studied oozes. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to carry over the roll you had at the very beginning, that 25. You can tell that every time this thing gets bigger, it gets bigger every turn, and it regains hit points every time it does. Not a lot, but when it seemed to be when it was banished, while you all were healing, so was this thing. You were able to stop that healing process when you had the chill touch before, but this thing just seems to be expanding. Again, we saw the paperwork on this thing. This is an experimental ooze that seems to be constantly expanding until it comes to a terminal point, or until it's essentially knocked out. So,
Um. Okay. Clarence has some ideas. Are they great ideas? I don't know, but we're gonna use them. So first, okay, hold on. Let me just double check.
I just love these. Clarence is gonna use them. Wait, hold on. Let me double check something real quick.
Wait a second. Is 90? How? Oh no, that is 90
What
feet.
even is
Oh
this?
no, this works.
God.
Okay, so Clarence is using a bonus action for a level 1 hex. So Clarence stops playing their pan flute, and this time like both paws come out and they start making some magic motions there that kind of get like dark, like dark cloudy smokiness is happening as Clarence places a hex on this ooze. So I get to do an extra 1d6 of necrotic damage whenever I hit it with an attack. And I get to choose an ability when I cast the spell so that it has disadvantage on those checks. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to choose wisdom because we keep doing a lot of wisdom things to it, I feel like. So we're going to do wisdom. And then with my actual action, again, the like skeletal necrotic dead Lupu hand shoots out and latches on as we go for another chill touch. Okay. Which now I also get an added d6 to this. Okay, fine. Dice be like that. That's gonna be a total of 4 necrotic damage because the dice hate me.
Some damage is better than no damage.
Exactly, but now we can't regain hit points.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay. Anything else for your turn, Clarence?
Okay. The temporary hit points on Argus drop. The little leafies fall away, and because I had to drop concentration on that.
Gotcha. Soren, it is your turn.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry. So I was holding my action for a guiding bolt when this thing came back.
Right. Of course. I'm so sorry. Yes. By all means.
Cool. You know, the lovely people out here have been so kind to me. I would like to cash in one of those crits.
Go for it.
So, how do we do spell crits here?
Automatically hits, and you can double the dice or double the damage.
Double the dice or double the damage. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got here. Roll. Doubling the damage. So that would be 38 points of damage.
38 points. All right.
So you just see this giant, like this beautiful pink blast come at him. And I've seen Betty go down. Soren doesn't like that. How big is this thing technically right now?
It is gargantuan technically. If we're going even with another classification, you consider this near colossal. So this thing is upwards of like what is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Almost 50, 60 feet.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So Soren, seeing that Betty has gone down, their like the weapon enchantment kind of dissipates on it, and in front, let me make sure I can do this properly. Oh, does he technically come up onto this ledge over here?
Let's see. I guess he arches up above it. So
Okay.
I'm kind of, yeah. You can think of it either like splat out all over, or there is a a bulge to it.
Beautiful.
Forgive that language.
It looks like there's a dust devil that starts to form and swirl, and like there's more dust and more things that are coming, and it gets hit with a grasping vine, but I'm using it as a grasping sand. And it does. Let's see how this hit goes. What the? Does a 13 hit?
A 13 is one short, I think, of what you need.
You know what?
Actually, no. I'm so sorry. This thing has an AC of 8. It
Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
It was 8 when I tried.
Yeah, I was
Lovely.
confused
And it
with
got
the Slayer
bigger.
trackers.
I just didn't know if that made it worse. Okay.
Yeah, its AC does not weirdly increase depending on its size.
What do you think it would decrease? Something
beautiful.
about hitting the side
That's
of a
also
barn.
it's kind of a good point. Its damage doubles when it is enlarged. I've not doubled it every single time, and it makes strength checks and strength saving throws with advantage. But that's the only thing.
Love that. And as the sand wisp comes up, it gets slammed for 26 more points of magical damage.
It had 3.
Yeah.
How do you take this thing out?
Let's go for the grandiose effect. So the sand just like it started off very small, but it more or less gets attacked by a sand dervish on every side, and just gets hit by like a wave of sand that coalesces and makes it smaller and smaller and smaller until it is nothing left.
Yeah, the sand is literally like mixing in with the ooze and solidifying it, almost like making it a type of concrete, and just absolutely just starts to dissipate along with the rain. And in moments, you all are now out of combat. The oozes seem to have been dealt with. Betty is down, but not out. I presume one of you are going to at least get her back to 1 hit point. We've gone a little bit long today, so we're going to go ahead and call it right there. When we come back, we will have we'll actually get you to Salter's Port. I swear. It'll be 3 episodes, but we'll get you there. Thank you so much to my wonderful players, to you for joining us in the audience again. And I know we went long, so I'll try to make this quick. I'm gonna have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves and where you can find them, how they recommend you do. We'll do some quick sword and key stuff, and then I will let you all enjoy the rest of your day. So, Shadow, if you don't mind starting us out, where can we find more of your lovely self?
Heck yeah. Hi, I'm Shadow Sylvia. I'm Shadow. You can anyway. Just look up Shadow Sylvia. I'll be there. Find me. Gosh darn it. Besides being here on Sword and Key, this Wednesday you can find me and Mare and Mitch of the Sword and Key family over on Roll D5, where we're playing Fortune Favors, which one of our team members wrote. It's literally a game system based on one of those like paper fortune tellers that you used to play with in school. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. I'm very excited. So that's gonna be Wednesday for us. And then I feel like I had something else about this. Oh, one thing I don't talk about enough. But I have a Ko-fi store, and I made these really cute little desktop backgrounds that I really enjoyed a few years ago, and I came across them again, and I really love them, and I want other people to love them. So go check that out. But I think that's everything. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you so much, Shadow. Yeah, go check out Shadow's Ko-fi store. That sounds awesome. Next up, Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. You can find me here on Sundays. That is what I'm doing right now. Hey. So stick around, because Sword and Key is doing some awesome stuff for October. Go and join us for spooky October stuff. Yeah.
I will shout this out for Liz. This is also a game creator. Check out check out Liz's shop. There's some really good like solo TTRPGs.
Whatever.
Where can they find
Liz
this?
made this.
It's in the Mitch did the thing. Thank you, Mitch.
Your Mitch. Next up, Queon.
Hello, you beautiful people. I played Soren Dryspell. I skipped right into who I played. I'm Queon. Hi. I'm so sorry. I go by Brother Queon across all of the internets. I was trying to speed through this because I know people have things to do, but I had a blast today. Soren got to Wreck House, and it was great. If you want to find me and see all of my things, it's Brother Queon across all of the internets. And the most important thing that I have coming up right now is that on the 1st of October, I will be releasing my clothing brand, Tales and Story, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait for all of you guys to see all the amazing merch stuff that I've designed myself. A lot of sleepless nights went into this, and I'm very excited to see how this goes, and I hope everybody loves it. Also, for some spooky things, I will be over on Crit Hit Chronicles Twitch channel for a little game of Who Done It. So I'm very excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, go check out all that stuff. Please support Queon. Next up, Anniek.
Hi, my name is Anniek. I got to play Mochi and Matcha today, and I will be here on Sundays for the foreseeable future. After Humblewood, I will still be here on Sundays, but then I get to run stuff like Tales from the Loop and Mothership, so keep an eye on the Sword and Key socials for sign-ups that hopefully open at some point. And for October, the apply was already done. I get to run a game of our Woodland Gods that I hacked to shit because it is supposed to be a multi-season game, and we're doing it in 3 hours.
Thank you, Anniek. And last but absolutely not least, Christian.
Hi, everybody. Hey, what's up? My name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over the internets. I'm a TTRPG performer, educator, and event coordinator here in the space. Like later today, I'm going to be playing on Total Party Kisses, Tragedy of Theologian, Greek Myth Inspired 5e campaign. We are currently in the underworld right now, and we have to make it to Hades. So let's hope not to get lost in the underworld. That shouldn't be hard at all.
No, there's not entire myths based around that.
Yeah, it's not a whole Broadway play about getting to a certain place in Hades. It's all good. It's all good. That's. I mean, you can find me anywhere else. You just check my link tree, and you'll see what games I'm in and what games I'm going to be in.
Fantastic. Yeah, definitely check out that game. And also Hades Town, since we're gonna promote that real quick. Great musical. I'm Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I've been your GM for this game and many games and Sword and Key. If you want to follow my stuff, that's fine. Whatever. It's dsword16. Most of what you should find, though, is Sword and Key stuff. Beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can join our Discord there, which is where we have our movie nights, as well as where our applications go first. You can see our socials, which is sword_and_key. That's Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter. You can also find our ongoing philanthropic endeavors like PCRF, Fauna and Flora International for this game, Canon Companions for Independence. You can also find our affiliate ships if you're looking to get some discounts on some cool stuff. For the near future, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. The one thing I will say is on our beacons, on our socials, basically on everything, we have an application out right now for October. We're doing 5 one-shots throughout the month of October that you can apply to be in. We would love to see your name and in our applications. We would love to see your face on this screen. So if you've ever wanted to play a game with some of the lovely people here at Sword and Key, this is a great chance to do so. We've got some cool games, each scarier than the last, for October, where we will be raising money for NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness. For the near future for Sword and Key, today, maybe, probably, I don't know, probably tomorrow, we'll have a new episode of Monster Crush. It's a podcast to do with my friend LD about cryptids, creatures, miscellaneous monsters from myth and how smoochable they are. So this is going to be an episode where LD brought her own personal sleep paralysis demons. So, you know, content warning for that. If you are a person who experiences that phenomena, maybe not the episode for you. Maybe it is. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I will likely have that out, like I said, late tonight or tomorrow. That comes out every other week and can be found wherever podcasts are found. Tomorrow we have the next episode of Journey to Book's End, which is a weekly game that plays on Mondays of Cypher about fairy tale characters trying to get home. It's run by a mayor. It's a great game. Every Thursday, including this Thursday the 26th, we have Zenith at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. 5e campaign about big city politics and magic and monsters beneath the streets. It's super cool. It's super fun. Great cast. Horizons Call will be back every Saturday, including Saturday the 28th. They're in the elemental plane of fire, and it's a pirate game. What could go wrong? But that is our ongoing 5e nautical campaign that's been almost 4 years now. Journey to Book's End, like I said, is every Monday. Humblewood will be back next week every Sunday. Zenith every Thursday. And then we, for the month of October, are going to get super busy. There's lots of games. We're doing weekly instead of bi-weekly movie nights on our Discord for double features for each. Monster Crush will still be back every other week. Check out our Discord. It has the whole calendar there. It has all the events. And check out the application if you would like to be a part of any of that. That's it for us today. Again, thank you so much for sticking around a little bit longer than usual. We will see you next week for even more Humblewood, and hopefully sooner than that for some of our other great projects. Until then, take care of yourself, and remember the Humblewood motto: no body, no crime, no trauma.